All right, here's a door. This one opens. This door opens, I promise.
It does open? Is it open?
It's open. It's as open as it's gonna get.
Hello.
Here she is.
Sorry for my tornadoes.
Oh, you biked. Awesome.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. This is the bike. I heard of this creation.
Yes, I've been deciding for months between two names, so we'll see. We're not quite there yet. And also my voice is starting to go.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. It's me. Hello.
Look at these two people authentically meeting for the first time. The very first time.
Very authentic, very first time.
Yes.
Oh, we love the authenticity.
Totally.
If you don't fake it, then you're cool.
It's like literally just like,
Stabby, mix up.
yes! But like one of these guys. I'm like, come on, man. Give it a break. Okay. Alright, we're good.
Two ADHD women in a row.
Where we started, right?
What could go wrong?
Have fun editing this one.
Absolutely everything. Everything could go wrong.
Wait, yeah, we are recording though, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so my friend we did a system the other day where we would state right ahead, be like, I'm listening to you, but I have to write stuff down. And we know that is like, yes, I get it, you're totally listening to me. Where we would have tangent files in our notes. Like I would have a pictures tangent. We'd be like, oh, I got to show you these pictures. Oh, I'll show you later. Right in the tangent photo. So then you'd come back to it and be like, oh, yes, I have to look for the fan photos. Then we're going to move on to the, high school dance photos,
Yes.
And then you remember to go off on all these tangents.
That you
and
go
then we
off
go,
on.
and now we're going to close off that tangent.
We're going to
because
circle
we have
back.
finished. So yes, we have like multiple tangent files and it works.
Okay, that's smart. I'm gonna maybe try to implement that because I always, when I get together with my friends, which isn't very often, I mean, I really, really make it a point to try to do it. Otherwise, I go insane because you get stir crazy being
the
with
depression
a 2-year-old like constantly in your own house, and so I will like see my girlfriends and I'll have a million things I want to talk about, and then I start. And then they're all fucking ADHD too.
Same girl,
and so
same. All my friends.
Blah, 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 blah. They're like blah, 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 blah. And it's like one story just like completely goes out the window, another story gone, and it's like blah, 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 blah. And it's like I feel like we never get anything accomplished, and we have like 15 like unfinished conversations, and I completely forget about them until like it pops up into my head randomly, and I'm like, shit. And then you Kate about this.
And then we know when that happens too, because you're like, oh, we got to go right back to it because I'll forget it. So now the conversation must shift to what has just finally popped into my head from 20 stories back.
Yes.
So yes, it's helpful for that exact reason.
Okay.
And then the feeling of accomplishment with we've closed that tangent. That thing is like, yes, we've wrapped that up.
Completely wrapped up.
Toss it. Now we have that inner info about each other, that background context. Moving on.
Yeah, I don't
stuff.
take my medication like ever.
Oh, I try to be good, but you know how it is. We need the medication to remember to take the medication.
Yeah, I just
and then I go,
take it.
Whoopsie doodle.
I have no patience on it. I have no patience. I am like I'm a little bit of a bitch. I'll just say it. I'm a little bit of a bitch.
Do what you gotta do to finish what you gotta accomplish on it. Anyway.
If I'm going to be cleaning my house, well, yes, I am taking an Adderall. But if I'm on a day-to-day with my kid, no, because her temper tantrums are not going to work well with my Adderall.
Oh, see, for me, I would think it's the opposite. Because I cannot, it's the executive function issue. Like, if I got to deal with somebody else's shit, I would just sit there stunned if I didn't have my meds. I'd be like, what do I do?
I'm more of like another kind of meds person when dealing with my child.
Oh, yes, I know what you mean also, but
well, I started.
It's a combo, dude. I need them both.
Started microdosing.
Oh, I love shrooms, but like microdosing is okay, but continue.
It works really, really well.
Yes.
For those of us that are anxiety-riddled humans taking
general
care
anxiety
of
disorder, right here, girl.
It's a nice symptom of ADHD.
That too. There's a great meme where it's the unmasking, you know, on Scooby-Doo. And it was like, anxiety or depression, let's see who's really under this. And then it says ADHD on it. It's like, I think it's depression. I mean, I have all of that anyway, but like, so many things disguise themselves.
It's like an umbrella situation. Yes. It's like everything falls under the umbrella of ADHD. And like, if you get diagnosed as a kid, they're like, hey, you've got ADHD. Here's some medication. Good luck.
Yep.
And they slap you on your ass out the way out the door, and that's like it. And you grow up, and then you learn that growing up, it's no longer about just like being good at school. It's like you have all these other issues, and it's very...
And women present differently than men, so
yes,
it's even
we
harder.
present worse than men because we're so much more complex.
Yeah, I was going to say that it's the hyperactivity.
No offense.
I think it's true. It's a fact.
I mean, let's all be honest. Like, they literally, like, teach that. Like, it's science that we're mature at a younger age.
It's science, Adam.
It's science.
Well, you have all sorts of reasons to have to be, right?
I mean, our bodies carry literal humans.
Right. And the
Some
world
of
is
them
always
do.
trying to
Fuck you up.
destroy and eat you.
Yep.
Yes, literally.
We are hyper aware.
Don't walk
and
alone at
hyper-aware.
night.
Yeah.
Like, don't even walk anywhere alone anymore.
Oh
like,
my God.
Chicago, love you a long time, but like, never been more scared to live here.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, oh my God, my friends, I'm like the total, like, I can only do this in a way that is privileged in a very bizarre way.
Okay.
Because,
I can't wait for this.
Yeah,
all right, so, I don't know, okay. So basically our whole thing right now of talking about like, oh, I'm scared to do stuff, you know, you gotta be really, really alert. And then like, I go like the complete opposite way now. Where I'm going at like 5 a.m. riding in like fucking scary ass places. And, you know, just doing my thing, going where my bike takes me. And like, because it's deserted. But I'm 6 feet tall. I'm a muscular athlete. Like, I look athletic while I'm doing this. And I'm going fast as hell and like doing technical stuff on my bike. I think I'm kind of a difficult target. Who's gonna be? Oh shit! Somebody just went by. Let's go running after her with a stick to throw in her wheel. You know.
And I'm the opposite. I am 5'1".
Exactly.
And typically have a child with me.
And you have to be a work.
And I'm also a fragile little being because I was telling Adam earlier, I feel like I pulled something in my groin, and I noticed it when I was just walking from my car into the grocery store, and I was like, oh, my groin. I was like, I don't know what the fuck. Oh, well, yep, those are some bruises.
Is that from this weekend?
Here,
is this from a mosh pit?
I don't know if you can
Jesus.
see them. I think I got some on the other one too. Yeah, it's a peppering. Okay. I literally had Dalmatian spots from work. So it was like Venetian plaster, that was a Roman clay job. But like I'm up on a ladder and I'm constantly like pushing on it in weird areas. Yeah. So I have like different points of contact on a ladder. So I always have bruises somewhere. And that time it was why I had little baby polka dots. And then this weekend I rode like 60 miles on my bike combined with Riot Fest and going out to like this floating spot in Hyde Park that I like. And that's
floating
like...
spot.
Yeah, what is a...
Oh, okay. Well, Adam,
spot?
I've shown you, but I'll describe to you. For years now, I've been going out on an inflatable raft. And I've like really enjoyed just staying out there and just frolicking and enjoying the waves.
Yeah, being one with the water.
Exactly,
I
because
get
sports.
Or water one.
So I have a kayak anchor that I clip to it so I don't drift and I can like fall asleep or do whatever I want. Obviously I have someone with me when I do this, but and then you have waterproof bags that clip on, like fully waterproof, clip onto the handles. So you have like your weed in there and all that kind of stuff.
Can't be getting the weed wet.
Yeah, gotta protect it, you
know.
Because I like flowers, not necessarily vaping all the time, so gotta keep that dry. So yes, you have all the things you need. Got double cup holders, and you just chill out there as long, you know, the waterproof case for your phone.
How nice.
So it's awesome. And it's all like sand bottom in this area because they don't let you have them at like big beaches.
Okay.
Like you can't bring them to North Avenue.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. You have to go to like secret spots.
Being a Floridian, like, I just don't think I can ever consider the beaches in Chicago beaches. Like, I know it's like a beach.
There's sand there.
There's sand there. It's not like necessarily really sand that came from the lake. It's probably
brought in.
You know, probably.
Yeah.
But and it's like a lake, but the lake looks like an ocean. It's very.
We have to fool ourselves.
Yeah, I've done
it's
it.
It's an illusion.
I've been here almost 9 years.
Okay.
Almost 9 years. Like, it's been 8 years for sure. Maybe 8.5. And it's like, I love Florida, but I also really hate Florida. And like,
I get it already, and I don't even live there.
Why
specifically?
Last conversation on the last episode, we just talked about Florida. And the gator bashing is what we talked about.
Wait, literal bashing of gators, or just like bashing
gator
high school or college?
Just the culture around anti-gatorism.
Okay, first and foremost, I feel like Florida and alligators, specifically where I came from, like, alligators are just a part of our lives. Where I came from, it's like rural central Florida, and we have like thousands of lakes. Yeah. And they're in all of our lakes.
Yeah, you know that they're there.
Yeah, you go swimming in the lakes, you go tubing in the lakes, you go slalom skiing, wakeboarding, surfing. You do all of the wake surfing.
Okay, I was just gonna ask.
Surfing, wake surfing in Florida. We have names for everything.
Okay. Okay.
Wake surfing is very fun.
Yes. Okay,
I'm not very coordinated, so I won't do it. Okay. But I will tube, and I heavily fucks with the Sea-Doo. But, they're in the water with you, but they don't mess with you unless you mess with them.
That's most
and when I say messing with them, I mean, like, people who are humanizing them and feeding them and, like, all this stuff. That's when gators start to warm up to people. Yeah. They don't want to mess with us.
Same thing with bears, yeah.
They don't want to mess with us. They keep to their own.
Agreed.
Now, the gators are just a part of life. They cross the highways. A lot of them end up dead. Like, they're just part of Florida.
It's a natural hazard.
They're just like us.
But
not at all.
Gators, man. They're just like us. Don't fuck with us, or you're going to have a problem.
Yeah, basically.
Because it's the same thing with, like, there's a high percentage of shark bites from nurse sharks, which are super docile. But that's because divers and dumbasses will yank on their tails to try to yank them out for a photo underwater. Which is shit like that. Why? So that's why a lot of, like, shark bites and, like, I don't even know if they classify it as they have different things for unprovoked attacks, and then that shit where they classify it for the years. Tallies.
Well, and hammerheads are also very docile.
Yes, but a lot of, or giant hammerheads are high up on the list for attacks, but I think it's similar.
It is.
Where they're probably very, like, also territorial, and if you know what you're doing, you'd probably be better, but...
Well, and when you're in Florida, you got a bunch of John Boys and Bubbas who don't give a shit, and they just
put arrows from dolphins' heads. That was Florida.
What, a John Boy and a Bubba?
Yes.
It's basically...
I need some definitions to these terms.
It's a redneck without saying redneck. It's a hillbilly without saying hillbilly.
I see.
Yeah, they drink nothing but Bud Diesel and Natty Light.
Wait, Bud Diesel, is that a real thing?
Bud Heavy.
Oh, regular, like red Bud.
Regular Bud. Yeah, in the South you call it Bud Diesel or Bud Heavy. Bud Diesel.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, good to know.
I'm very
I might be going. I was gonna say I might be going to Florida like a few times this winter.
There are really great places to go in Florida, and I'm
camping
very
and shit. I've got a map. You'll have to like go through it on Google because I was supposed to go camping.
Go to Weeki-Wachee.
Yes, it's on there.
Go to Weeki-Wachee.
Yes, the springs. Yeah.
You want to see manatees in real life?
And Crystal River. And all that.
Yes. Go to Weeki-Wachee.
Hermosa Springs, I think, was another good one. Okay. I can't remember. It's just that's popping into my head. But yes.
Blue Springs, Crystal Springs.
Yeah. Bruce Springs. Teen.
No, but I think you'd really love Weeki-Wachee because they also have like a historical.
Was that with the mermaid? Yes, I definitely have that on the list.
Cute.
All right, that's I wanted to.
The first time I did acid on Weeki-Wachee, and I kept misconstruing.
That's a shrooms one for sure.
I kept misconstruing the clouds because the water's completely crystal clear, and I kept misconstruing the clouds with manatees. I kept thinking the clouds reflected in the water were manatees. That was my very
You're
first
like,
acid.
whoa, look, there's so many manatees,
And that's
man.
what I learned.
There's
You
like
don't look in a
nothing.
mirror when you take acid.
Oh my gosh.
Face doesn't look like your face.
There was that
it really
Netflix
does not.
documentary. Have you, or not documentary,
Well,
but
it's like the one that's like, oh, like something about your mind, like
comedians.
opening your mind.
Yeah, and every single one, for the most part, was like, don't look in a mirror. It was a very specific tip.
Well,
So-
it's like it's not like, okay, when I did my acids, the times that I did them, it's not like I was having crazy hallucinations. I think just because your pupils are so fucking dilated that you can see much more of yourself than you normally can see. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I mean, it's similar to
And you're
shrooms
looking
for me.
at yourself and your pores seem bigger.
Yes.
And like anything that you
funny.
could...
You look at different things than I look
Hyper
at.
focusing on either good or bad
Well,
things.
when on psychedelics, I experienced that. I didn't look like myself so much. Like I felt like I looked like a lizard person or something. Like I definitely look more like a lizard than a person.
I am
That's
definitely one of the lizards.
Right, you know, it's like Fear and Loathing, the one scene where you're like, I'm more that than human form right now.
Yeah.
Yes, now I need to go watch Fear and Loathing, which I have on
That
DVD.
scene definitely freaks me out every time
I
I
have it
watch
on
it. Just
DVD.
there's so much like goop when it's all the floor.
Yes.
Oh, right.
It's like that scene in oh god, what was the Sam Neill? Oh, Jacob's Ladder.
Oh, I haven't
Remember
seen
that
it.
one?
I
I
watched
haven't
that
seen
recently. Yeah.
Where
cool.
she's like fucking like there's a part where it's like, oh god, it's been years.
Yeah,
She's
demon
fucking
with
a
the tail
weird
on the
thing, yeah, and
dance
it's
floor,
very
right?
like his tail's like
On
a
the dance
peakery.
floor.
Yes, very
Wait, okay, I haven't seen this and now I need to...
penisy. I forget the word.
Yeah.
Phallic?
Phallic. Yeah, you know.
It's one of my
Penis-y.
favorite words.
Penis-y.
That functions much the
I
same
love
way,
the
I
word
think.
phallic.
Yeah.
I don't know
It's a
why.
great
It's a
word. Yes.
fabulous word.
Great. Phallus.
Do I have enough of them in the shot?
Huh?
And the phallic
Yeah,
things in the
enough
shot.
phalli.
We have a phallic.
Oh, I was thinking what?
We
As
have
you
a
point to
phallic
the duck, I
crystal.
thought.
Yes, this is very phallic.
Super phallic. I mean, look at that curve.
Massive sack. Very phallic.
Bulbous, I would say, in certain areas.
I mean, you know, this is could have been phallic at one point, but
This is definitely more phallic to me right here, because this is bulbousy.
bulbousy. See, I see. Oh my God! Now I know the name of this crystal, and I was thinking of it earlier. And now I
Ah,
can
yes.
say it.
Selenite.
There you
Selenite.
go.
The tower itself, phallic.
Oh, yes, all
Phallic.
towers. All towers.
All towers, phallic.
Little Mermaid, remember that? When you figured that one out? Where
You're
one of the
right.
towers on the cover
Is a
was
dick?
Yeah.
Yes.
I wonder if they'll
Disney
incorporate that
Easter
in the new
eggs.
one.
They got rid of, they did something to it, I think, recently where it got, like,
They changed
fixed.
the covers. I know that.
yeah.
I love
Because
Disney.
it was on.
I want a
What
shroom
is
for
that?
Haunted Mansion
Very
so
cool.
goddamn
Yeah, that's
bad.
really
That's
nice.
my dream.
Thank you. I got it in New York when I went. I spent an arm and a leg on it, but it was worth every fucking penny.
And your
It's
arm.
nice
It's on
lining
your
or
arm.
whatever.
Oh, the placement?
You spent an arm and a leg, and it's on your arm.
Yes.
Then
I
you
actually,
have
this
one on
arm
your
is
leg
not
as well.
really my arm. They have my other arm. This is a fake arm.
I could tell. I didn't want to say it.
Thank you. I know it's
Yeah, in Disney World, it was the animatronics. Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
they've incorporated it.
The Imagineers
Yes.
really worked on something
Yes.
nice for me.
Yes.
Yeah, I have chip in my brain.
no.
It just beep, 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 fires.
But yes, no, like, I only recently, sadly, discovered that they do not have, like, the electric light parade anymore. Or at least in
It's
its old...
heartbreaking.
Yeah, and that was my dream, was to do shrooms and do that in Haunted Mansion.
Have
as,
you ever
like,
seen the Osborne Family Spectacle of Lights?
Wait, the Osbournes? Like,
Not the Osborne Osbornes.
Then obviously
not like
not.
the Ozzy Osbournes,
No.
because that would be even fucking cooler. But so
Okay.
during Christmas time, I honestly don't know if they're still doing it or not. But they would do this thing called the Osborne Family Spectacle of Lights.
Okay.
And in the back lot of what was MGM Studios is now Hollywood. Yes, Honey Bun It. It's a little button, and it doesn't light
Oh, the
up
button.
perfectly.
Yeah.
And
mine is
so
similar to this
it'd be
one.
on the back lot, and they had millions. I mean millions of lights, and you walk through this whole area, and it's above you, around you, below you. It's everywhere you look. Lights, 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 lights. And then they have like
Oh, that's my dream.
they have like Christmas orchestra music going, and then all of a sudden the lights will all start doing their own thing to the orchestra music, and you're just like, and it's so cool. And they do it during Christmas, and they do fake snow because Florida.
Of course.
And it's just like, oh my God, I loved it. It was one of my favorite parts of going.
You will not like it because it is so, like, minuscule compared to that, and I don't like going to Lincoln Park Zoo because the animals make me very sad.
That's a common
Same.
thing.
But
Same. It's
all
very
the time.
depressing.
It's so bad there. But they have that zoo lights thing where they have the timed music with the lights, so, like, stay out of the zoo and just go for, like, the lights at that time of year.
It is really
like,
sad. We just took Harper.
Oh, it's so sad.
That's the name of my child.
Small,
and we took her, and, like, they redid the big animal, like the big cat house.
Yeah, that was the saddest.
That was the worst because
the lion play.
They would just walk back and forth. They have made it better. They have made it better.
Thank God.
But it's
it's always going to be there. I don't think we're going to
enough. The gorilla enclosure makes me sad because it's not enough.
Polar bears getting stuck in this hot weather.
I know.
All that shit, and it sucks because it's such a. It sucks so hard because like. We're obviously going to lose so many animals over the years that, like, from a scientific perspective, like I know we'll want to have some kind of form, but like sanctuary style, we need to just have everything be like more open range. Because, like, God, I would never want to never have stuff where people could see these things that they can't see, but like there's got to be a way to make it a lot better for everybody involved.
Died.
Oh shit, I should have brought my thing because I usually have a battery because I
have my charger in my bag.
What kind of charger?
It just needs a USB charger thing, like a square. If I have a square, I have the charger.
Yeah?
I literally always carry my
camera temporarily.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, time out.
You don't have the close up anyhow.
That's so funny. Like,
you'll get the close up for the second half of the show. That's how we do.
Oh, is that how it works?
That's how we do things here. We do them fairly.
Oh, I figured you would just have.
That's not.
See, you got to step it up and have like the two cameras so you can cut from either side.
Well,
or you don't have to. That's obviously it's your fucking show. I was just oh shit.
I mean, in a perfect world, I mean, the mixer that I have accommodates 3 camera angles. So
yeah, I don't know anything about that kind of stuff.
It does all my editing.
It's absolutely out of my wheelhouse.
Alright, let me see what I have here.
I just need a cube.
Oh, dang. No, my cube is not here. I definitely left it.
Is there one on the bookshelf? No. There usually is.
They just need a cube.
I just need a block. Come on, give me a cube, man. You got a cube in there? Just please, give me.
Real bad.
No, I definitely left that shit at home on accident.
I'm sweating.
Me too.
Yeah, it's warmer in here than I remember this morning.
Sure, the lights
does
don't
that happen?
help. Yeah, the lights.
The lights will definitely make a room hot.
That's why I could never do like true acting without being like, you gotta blast some fucking AC in here. Cause like, I get veiny as hell, man. That's why, like, with Motley the other day.
Yes. Now I need a plug. Where's
Plug's right there on that switchboard, or that board.
this board?
Probably. Unplug the rectangular square.
This one?
Yes.
Xfinity.
All the lights go out and the cameras.
Right.
Oh, that was scary to do, honestly.
Oh, I didn't put lip stuff on.
It would be.
Do you need lip stuff?
No, it's fine. I was like,
I have a plethora of lip things.
yeah, it was just
I
like,
carry
oh, man.
many things. I even brought a book.
Oh, you should have seen.
Your chaos.
You should see my fucking setup. I have 2-gallon Ziplocs, gallon Ziplocs regular, where everything is categories.
I have everything. I'm like, oh, you need this? I
Yes.
got it. You need, I don't have wipes on me for whatever reason
Oh, girl,
today.
I
don't
always
really have
carry
wipes.
pH balanced wipes.
Oh.
So that they're for ladies, so you can wipe your business.
For your machine.
Yes. For your puss.
Yeah.
Let's be real about it.
Yeah.
And your booty. But like,
Yeah.
and your pets and your feet, whatever. But like with camping, because I used to do a lot of camping and a lot of outdoor sports and extreme sports, they have a lot of like those type of wipes. But they always leave like a weird residue.
Yeah.
And if you're getting sexy with somebody while you're,
You don't
on
want
these
a
trips,
residue.
there's a sticky and it tastes bad.
Yeah.
These ones, I'm like hosting your podcast soon. No, they're like called Good Wipes, I believe.
Right.
But they're like shea coconut.
Ooh.
No taste, no film. Like, they're awesome. I like swear by them. You can get like a 3-pack for $16.
There it is.
Sorry.
Of 60 a pop. So.
Were you clapping or was it a fly?
It was a fruit fly, and I have them in my house, so I've learned how to kill them really well. You have to go from around them and not above them, and if you go like this,
Oh, the swoosh.
you gotta can't even go above. You just gotta go straight.
Yeah.
Because if you go above, then they see you. I
learned this.
I also know how to get rid of them with bleach and very hot water, but the thing is that they just fucking come back.
Yeah, they
never leave.
I love the stupid little tomato looking things.
I know.
They work so well. Like, I know it sucks to have to use, like, the pre-made stuff, but I'm just, like, every time it's the only thing that really works for me.
I know. I need to just buckle down to do it, because I was making, like, my own concoction of,
Which
like,
works,
honey and apple cider vinegar. No, they're too smart. Mine are too smart.
Oh, really?
Mine, no, they avoid it.
Well, like I said, it was not enough for me, so most of them probably were smart enough for my attempt.
Well, during the winter, they, like,
but that other
die.
Shit, like, yeah.
They die during the winter. So I'm like, come on, cold weather. Get rid of my fruit flies.
It's a 30-day cycle. So if you can, like, get rid of them, you know, without them sprouting again in 30 days, like, you can keep making your problem. That's what I recall, because I sucked it up, and, like, Amazon had, like, 4 of them for, like, $8, and I was like, yeah,
just doing it.
Just
get it. Just get it.
I know,
I'm about to do it.
So,
because I
shall.
don't like pouring bleach down my sink if I don't have to.
And they're just so, like, when you're watching TV and all of a sudden someone's like, like, I hate that. Like, it just, I will hyper-focus on the annoyance.
We get flies in our house regardless because we open our back door a lot, and right by our back door, there's just, for some reason, flies really like to hang out there. Maybe they know that we've got, like, the good on the inside, and so they're trying to come for us. No,
Scott's place, Adam, for some reason, it's the only apartment that I've ever been at, like, because I'm staying with our friend for a little bit right now, because, like, it's a long story. We don't have time for it on here, but basically looking for the right spot, because I'm sick of shitty landlords. I'm sick of building code violations, and Scott is an amazing friend where he's like, dude, I get it. So I've been staying at his place, and he has the most, they're complex, like flies everywhere. You open onto the, like, little balcony, and they don't stick around all day. It's just like, right when you open the door in the morning, it's like a bunch of house flies.
Yeah.
And I thought it was from, like, rotting plant material underneath the porch deck, and they cleared it all away, and they're still there. And I'm just like, I've lived here for like 18 years, since 06 or whatever, and like never had this. I lived in so many apartments and stuff, and I'm just like, I looked up, I Googled all of it. I was like, get rid of the plant stuff, and I'm like, they're still here. Why won't they leave?
I think ours, like, so at the front of our house, we have like these pine trees, but they're like a specific kind of pine. I don't know what kind of pine, but they're like a white kind of colored needle. I don't know if it's like a Douglas fir or
I know
whatever
what you mean. Or spruce.
Yeah, I don't know what like specificity it is. Like I don't know, but they're sappy. They're that.
I'm sorry, but does anyone know Monty Python's Flying Circus?
I know some Monty Python, but I haven't seen it in many.
If anyone, I'm talking to the camera right now, if anyone else knows, we're talking about how to identify a pine tree, and all I can think about is one of the episodes where they keep having this reel of how to identify a tree from quite a long ways away, and it just, the card keeps popping up at random points in the entire episode, and they just go, the larch, and it's like a picture of the larch, and it just keeps showing.
I love it.
But yeah, sorry
they're sappy trees, and I think that because they're sappy trees, especially during the summer, they're sappy and hot, that the flies are just like, they're all on that. So I think that's why there's like, it's very flyy. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Could be the dead rats in the alley. I have no
that's what I mean. That decomposing organic material was like the main thing, and it was like, we got leaves, we got, you know.
Yeah. We have rat carcasses like always everywhere.
I mean, I remember back in the day, like, you'd see rats, but now literally every single time I'm doing anything, if I don't see at least 6 rats while walking around for like 20 minutes, I'm like,
something's wrong.
What's up? Yeah.
You're like, I don't know
what's going on here.
Are we in the
same
same
apocalypse
place?
Coming? Is everything hiding? Are the trees hushed?
You know, like, do I need to run?
Where are the rats?
Do I need to run? I'm terrified right now.
Because, you know, all the horror movies, it's like, it's quiet. Too quiet, because all the birds stop chirping. But where are the rats?
Cicadas aren't rubbing their legs together.
Yes, the cicadas. But no, here it's where the rats go.
I actually love the sound of cicadas. It's
except when you get one that's really close to you. I like it from a distance, but like in balconies, I've had one where they go 2 feet away from you, and I'm just like, you know, trying to hustle them away, and it never works. You have to literally grab a broom and just be like, get out of here, shut up, shoot. I'm like, shut the fuck up, get out of here. Yeah. Because you can hear how loud it is, like, when it's that close, I don't know, oh my God, it's deafening. And I'm trying, anytime I'm on the porch, it's like meditation time, like, writing in my notebook. And
Namaste.
Yeah.
Daily affirmations.
Like, you got to go, buddy. Go.
You're ruining my tree.
Yeah, go shout your fuckability on somebody else's porch, please.
You're ruining my vibe.
I'm working here.
These are not mellow vibes. Yeah. Get away from me. I don't know. It reminds me of home. Bugs. Remind me.
Well, you said you were from a small town.
Yeah.
Okay, same.
Yeah.
In Florida.
And you know.
In Florida.
Where?
Yeah, what town?
Okay, so the town itself is called Auburndale.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it is between Tampa and, I wouldn't expect. It's like got 14,000 people in it. So it's between Tampa and Orlando.
You're like,
yeah.
Go on.
Between Tampa and Orlando, our biggest city that is close to us is Lakeland, Florida.
Never heard of that? Well, maybe.
Probably not. The Detroit Tigers train there. Yeah, so that means
what
nothing.
Do they do?
Yeah, Detroit Tigers are.
What do they do? What sport is that?
Team?
Baseball?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking like minor football or something.
No.
I don't even know if that exists.
So a lot of Major League Baseball teams train in Florida.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Because it's spring training, and spring training in the northern places is too cold, so they spring train down in the south.
But just football? That doesn't make sense.
No,
that's where
Tampa Bay.
I was like,
Tampa Bay Bucks train year round in Tampa Bay. There's no reason for them not to.
Right.
But like where I'm from, it's literally orange groves and lakes and theme parks.
Okay. Yes. So basically, if one wanted to fuck with a baseball player, they're coming to that area. You know those what do you call them? Jersey chasers? In the off season, that's where you're really
baseball's cleat chasing.
Where they got time on their hands, they're not traveling all the time. They're in one place for a little bit.
And a lot of when they get injured, they'll spring train or they'll stay with the spring training team longer, whatever. It's like they're higher ups that get injured, they stay a lot longer.
Gotcha.
Trust me, there are.
Not that I care, because I do not like baseball or dating athletes in general, but I'm just like, this is curious because I always hear about girls.
It's a good place to do it.
Hunting down athletes because Chicago, we're a sports town, so
yeah
I guess
know of a lot of people that are that have dated pro athletes and stuff. So I'm like, just pops into the head like, that's interesting. You could probably go down there.
I've met more professional athletes here than I ever did there. I mean, I did meet professional athletes down there, but I have met more celebrities here than I have ever met in Florida. I have met so many people here.
Because Chicago's a destination. We have great food and bars, so celebs are gonna come here. We have big concert venues. We have big, sports team shit. We have I know All-Star Weekend was here last year or 2 years ago.
And it produces a lot of really big people.
Lala brings big people.
And it produces a lot of big people. I'm just immediately gonna fill you up.
Please do.
I can't help it. But it produces a lot of big
people. How are you doing? Yeah,
so
you gotta drink more of yours, Adam. That's
what do you think? Do you like it?
I'm hopping all over the place in this painting.
This is one of my favorite reds.
It's like justice.
Okay.
No, Adam, I'm about to finish it. That's it for our bottle.
All right, we move on to the whites next. Yes.
I've got white. Two bottles of
That's a good little bottle, isn't it?
It's adorable. Plus, we got the queen right there.
There's Queen. I think Elvis is on it.
Yeah, let's see. There she is.
This is called Abstract Wines.
More sponsor opportunities. Not only is Good Wipes a great thing, we have
Abstract.
For all your Good Wipes needs.
For before you need the Good Wipes. Yeah. And after. Wink.
Does it have? It's got.
I like to drunk bike safely in alleys. That's not really nice. But also, for sexy times.
That's it.
No, this is a good one. This is a good one. It hits right.
Yes,
There's a couple Elvises on here. A couple Queens.
Well, I find myself in the summer.
John Wayne.
I don't do the reds so much, and I do really like.
I consider this sweater weather.
I agree. I agree, but I'm holding on to dear life for summer. Oh, sweet Lord. I hate the fucking, fall used to be the favorite.
It's my favorite.
But now the imminent doom of winter.
The reality of it
is not pleasant anymore.
That's why I have plans.
Yeah, I agree.
Spring is the one. Everyone's like, ew, spring's gross. I'm like, yeah, but as soon as it's spring, you're like, fuck yeah, dude. The only reason I stay in Chicago, because every year you're like, I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta move out of Chicago. I can't take another goddamn winter here. I can't do it.
Is it weird that I don't super hate the winter? Especially being a Floridian?
Depends. It really depends.
Yes, being a Floridian, yes. Oh wait, no, actually no, makes sense because you haven't had enough
maybe
of
that's
this.
why.
No, but I grew up skiing.
Because
I know, but I love to snowboard. Is my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, and I like.
Where I just want to be like, I want to go snowboard and then get the fuck out of that weather, you know.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I like to do, like, the outdoor sports, but I also like winter for the sole purpose that it means that I don't have to actually physically be expected to leave my house that often. And when I do leave my house, it is, like, it is a momentous occasion.
Yeah, everyone's like, fuck yeah, you came out.
They're like, but it's like everyone's on the same page. So it's like no one wants to leave, no one wants to leave. So all your friends either come to your house and you all have, like, a powwow.
Which is the best.
Yeah. I actually really prefer that because
I
then
agree.
I don't have to worry about who's watching my child. My child goes to bed at 8, so then we can stay up and do whatever we want when she goes to bed. Not to mention, I'd like for my friends to hang out with my kid.
And you can talk whatever you want. Like, you're not in a social setting where, obviously, I'm a very loud person. My voice, yes. I've had this conversation, and I love when people immediately, like, I was getting some attitude vibes from one of the clerks at a DMV right the Friday of Riot Fest. I went in to get my new license finally after it being expired for like a year and a half because they kept extending the date where I was like, nah, yes, we're not going in.
Did they make you take the driver's test?
No. I mean, this was not, I know it's like 10 years, I think, so we're not there yet. Yeah, maybe the next round.
They did that to me.
But I know I was like on it last time. But I get there and nobody's there because it's the express one. But I'm a bubbly person when it comes to customer service because I know how shitty
it is,
especially
horrible.
The DMV. So I try to be like as smiley and nice and compliant and just like, you know, have my shit ready. And I was like that, and I was like, the guy in front of me was a little slow on the draw for like signing, and the guy's like, signature. No, right there. Yeah. You know, do your initial, and then getting frustrated with this guy, and I'm like, oh god, I'm next. And he's like, go to the side, and I was like, ooh, not off to a good start. But then he moves away, I do my thing right away, and he's like, understands, and I'm like, here's what you need, ready to go. Yeah. I know what I'm doing, don't worry about me, man.
I'm competent, I got this.
Yeah, I'm competent, we're gonna roll right through this easy peasy, man. So, and then he starts noticing because I'm talking back, and he's like, oh, you're like me, a loud talker. And I was like, yes. Oh my God. He's like, I get yelled at all the time. Everybody's like, can you just keep it down just a notch?
You're like, no, this place needs some livelihood.
Yeah, well, no, it's more just like, I will comply and I apologize, but like literally it's not something that's ever going to be changed. That is something that I cannot fix at this point. So therefore, if anybody says it in a nice way, where I have friends who are like, Nina, we're getting a little... And I go, you know, like the what is it? The Ross of from Friends. I just need a friend to just go, hey, Nina. And I'm like, oh, sorry, dude. You know, because I could tell. Yeah. And then you bring it down.
I'm like that too, but it can never be from my husband. If he ever tells me to bring it down, automatically, I'm just like,
totally.
Turning it up. I'm turning it up.
There's too much shit behind it from you, man. Yeah.
No, it has to be. It has to come from a female. It has to come from a female, and it has to come from a female friend that I am like exceptionally close with. Because if it comes from anybody else, family members, spouses, a child of mine, if anyone who is related to me or a spouse to me, don't ever tell me to be quiet.
Don't you dare tell me to lower my voice in this.
You want to hear loud? I'll show you loud. I'm pretty sure I've said that in a fight at least once or twice. Yeah. Maybe 10 plus times.
I can't say, few have tried to say it to me. So, like, I can't really say. Because, like, my ex, I don't know if we'll get into it or not. We'll see if the topic comes up again. But, coming from him, if I had heard it, which I probably had heard it many times, it was very, very tough to hear. But nowadays, it's all about the trust factor. Because it's like, you know your friend's not being bitchy about it. Yes. They're just like, I'm not trying to be a douche, and you know that I know that you know that, like... Yes. It's a little higher than it needs to be. You're basically screaming when everyone else is like... Because you can tell.
You get so excited, too. I get so excited. Yes. And when I'm really excited, I, like, really got to get it out. Yes. Like, I got to, like, tell you what I need to tell you. Yes. And it needs to come out.
And we got to do a lot of arm motions.
Oh, the hand movements. Yes. I am
and I knock over glasses where I'm like, I'm not drunk. I swear.
I swear to God. And I'm like on my 5th drink. And I'm like, I swear, guys, I'm really composed. I know. I'm just excited.
They're like, liar. No, I mean, I'm good. I'm buzzing. But like, we're not knocking glasses.
No, we're not white girl wasted.
No. I have not been provided enough animated room.
Not enough room. It's like you need like a hula hoop around you to like explain how much space you need. Like you need a massive hula hoop.
Dude, I got
your
wingspan. I know, because there was an article about my basketball defensive players shit where it was like with a arm span of 6 feet, you know.
I will say my wingspan is slightly...
There's a lot of shit to knock over. Like, I could just be like, yeah, man.
Just clear the whole thing
I might be
off,
short, but my wingspan is slightly longer than my height, which is abnormal. You're just like...
I know.
Just like knocks everything off, clears the table.
Just, there's so many breakable items up
you
there.
You make a great magician to be like, and swoop. And everything comes off the table, and the tablecloth is like gone, but everything's back on the table. And
anything that requires a lot of like, well, see, I started off at discus in high school because I was all like, for track, I was like, I don't want to do track, I don't run. But like discus, I was like, oh, I got long arms, and it's all that motion of like anything that's like, oh, we can wind it up and like do something. Yeah, see, I pay attention. I will say this,
Matrix on you like.
I may knock over some glasses, but the spatial reasoning is my number one quality as a... We haven't gone into what we do for a living very much. No. I knew ahead of time, but...
We always get there.
Okay.
You know,
well, I was going to say,
it'll all
I
come
work
full circle.
in construction and the trades.
Okay.
So eyeballing stuff, like I could look at something and be like, oh, that's 9 inches. Oh, that's,
I'm an interior designer.
I know ahead of time. So that's why I'm like, we can understand. Yeah. My spatial reasoning... Perfect.
Yeah.
So when I'm doing this, if we're like way into the night and drinking like hard alcohol, then I would definitely just be like, maybe just a little bit back. But otherwise, don't you worry.
We're good.
Yeah. 1 point worry, but not yet.
Spatial recognition and all of that, like I get it because
and sports, it's important.
Yeah, sports not necessarily my strong point.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it's not. I was like, oh, be a man. People die.
No, they do. I'm just not the most athletic human. And it's not because I'm not meant to be athletic. I used to be very athletic as a child.
Yeah.
I am just less inclined to do that as an adult.
Because you think about sense. When you hurt yourself, are you like thinking too much about
for example.
Hospital bills, you know.
Bicycles and I are actually not great friends.
And I didn't want to scare you with my bruises earlier.
That doesn't scare me, honestly.
I didn't finish. I fell at one point. That's what the big ones were for. We're closing a tangent.
We're closing a tangent. We're coming full circle.
Right. So just real quick, those big-ass bruises was because I stalled. It's always when I second-guess a turn or something, because I was with somebody and they said something to me and I was looking and I stalled for one moment and then flipped the bike. But all my friends and people I've met call me Nina the Cat when it comes to, like, sports. Because, like, I will biff it here and there. I'm not saying I never fall, but, like, I will land with the most minor injury possible from that circumstance. So this was the worst
the opposite. I could get
bad bruise, but it's not so bad. And closed tangent. And moving on. Back to sports you were talking about. You're not... Bicycles. Or you used to be good with that and then bicycles.
Yes. So bicycles. I used to ride them all the time. Growing up, that's how we got around the neighborhood. That's all we did. We rode through sprinklers. We did this. We did that.
Typical childhood.
I had one bicycle incident that changed my life forever.
I've heard
really changed my life.
Like the dog attack. So the people have like one bag to the dog. So the bicycle version.
So I'm riding my friend's bike. It's like one of the family bicycles. And it's got the bar that goes right under the seat. So it's not...
a regular. It's not a mixty.
I don't know what that means.
Mixty is when it has like that step over bar where it goes diagonal.
No, this is a straight up underneath.
A typical road bike style.
Sure.
Wait, but how old were you?
Like 10 or 11.
Okay, because when I don't remember what kid bikes, like, was it a kid bike?
It was not a kid bike.
That's why I was confused, because I was like,
it had adult bike center? For sure.
There we go. Okay, so it was
for sure an adult bike.
So obviously too big a frame for you.
I mean, I haven't grown since I was 12, so basically I've almost been about the same size. So I am going on this little jump, because naturally, let's just try a jump.
Already, I'm like, ooh, we know where this is going.
Brace yourself.
Yep.
So as a female, brace yourself. This won't bother. It could bother you, but it probably won't bother you.
I'm sure dudes could put themselves in this scenario.
Yeah. And so I go over this like little jump.
Mm-hmm.
Needless to say, I don't land right, and I come off the seat, and I land myself on the bar. Mm-hmm. And I can't touch the ground.
Right, right, no landing on the labia majora, cushiony-ish.
Right on the clitoris!
Right in where the pee hole and all that.
The urethra, the clitoris,
all the important things.
And I was like maybe 80 pounds at that time, so I'm a knobby little toothpick. And I'm at my friend's house.
That's like if your balls went to the side and went right in the perineum or whatever.
If you got testicular torsion, it might feel like this.
But what, torsion?
Have you never heard of testicular torsion?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll give you
Is that like when
I've got a story for that. Table it, tangent. Table it, the tangent.
Oh my God, I've got it. Okay,
Tangent
so one of my friends told me they do a
table.
whiteboard when they're at home instead of doing, I forgot, we were doing it on the fly with the notes. So for future appearance stuff, you might want to have a little whiteboard
right here,
so that you can write it. No, the guest has to do it, like off to the side or something.
You know what? I don't have a painting up behind me.
No, you don't. You just have a wall.
Yeah.
Do we pause and put a whiteboard to write all this shit? No.
This is the tangent episode.
Tangent.
Officially.
We discussed ADHD. Welcome to ADHD.
This is it.
Okay,
Population
wait. Now I have to get back to where I was. Now I can remember. Oh yeah. So basically, my neighborhood friend's mom had to take me into her bedroom and examine my vagina.
Yes,
because I am crying.
Because it could have split. Have like a tear.
Yes, and so I am crying, and she. I mean, imagine being a little girl and your mom's friend is like, "I need to look at your vagina."
Yeah,
and you're literally like, no one's ever seen it.
I've never looked at it.
And you're like, I need to really look at it. And she used to be a nurse, so I'm trying to think. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, fine, fuck it. So I'm laying.
And you have to go lay on the you're on the bed, position, ready for every sexual.
And you're just
experience.
because you don't even think about sex at that point because you're still a child.
Exactly. And that's you gotta connect with that because I don't like laying backwards for stuff So I imagine that position for you might have some trauma behind it of you laying on your back and have someone go, okay, we're going to open these legs up and look up close to your 12-year-old vagina.
Probably explains why I hate going to the gynecologist.
There we've solved some trauma.
There we go. Freud would be so happy. So I'm laying there and my best friend, not my best friend, but my neighborhood friend's mom is having to literally look at my tiny little girl vagina.
Yes. And her face is in your crotch, basically.
Yes, and it was not great. And it was not bad. I didn't have to go get stitches or anything, but it wasn't great. So
but was there any, was it strictly just a really nasty, all bruising, or was there actual blood?
There was some blood.
Yeah, some tearing, okay.
It was a little tearing.
Yeah, a little bit.
But not horrible.
Oof.
Yeah, drink your wine. And
yeah, shut that shit. Oof.
Drink your wine as we talk about vaginal tearing.
Yes,
where I had a C-section, so this is as far as my vaginal tearing goes, okay?
God, or whatever the being was
the universe was like, she's had enough. She's had enough. Let's cut her open for the next part.
Let's give her a new sensation to think about. She's already had that, so let's give her a new terror.
A new sensation. That fucked me up with bikes for the rest of my life. So now every time I ride a bicycle, I have immense anxiety, and I could be next to nobody, and if someone comes remotely near me, I start shaking, and I'm like, they're too close to me. They're too close to me. I'm gonna fall, and I'm always scared I'm gonna fall, and I'm scared I'm gonna hurt my vagina again.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So I don't like bicycling, and I'm too bad at it to ever divvy in the city or whatever it is.
Well,
whatever.
Funny that this happened, and I would never that sounds so traumatic that probably would not work for me even being able to tempt you. But I've started a thing where I know so many people who love biking to commute everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're very go, go, go. Once you leave a place or you're trying to get somewhere, you're okay, we're gonna race there, we're gonna take the most direct route and all this shit. I hate that kind of bike riding.
That's not what it's for.
I'm a joyrider.
Yeah.
So I do shit on a very lax schedule. Mm-hmm. I do sides. I will add on 30 minutes to my drive just to take side areas.
Yeah.
That are, and Milwaukee, which I have to take everywhere, is the most brutal fucking bike lane, and I refuse to ride on it anymore. It is awful. So now, everywhere I go is a massive, going around.
Yeah.
It is.
I
tough to avoid.
I do that,
and I have like my music blasting. I go at the middle of the night where everybody's gone, and like I go on the Humboldt 606 and like just ride back and forth. There's 1 to 5 people after hours.
Yeah.
And then I have my weed smoking points where I'm like, or some pee areas, which I have very good tips for. I won't share them yet.
I grew up pissing in fields, so I get it.
You know, it's not easy for women to safely squat somewhere.
Yeah, because you got to do a full squat as well. Yeah. You can't just.
You're not like a dude where you go in a corner and have your pants all the way up and just pop something out.
They make those.
Another sponsor.
They do. But you can't bite with you. Like, you have to put that stuff. Like,
well, no, you got to have it in a bag.
Yeah. So when I don't want to do that, which there's a great thing called the Lady J. Yeah, for camping.
Have you tried it?
Where
I've heard
we'll have to see pictures comparison, because the thing I'm thinking of, it's basically like the funnel part is like a vaginal shaped, you know, like.
Yeah, and you put it
but
in
you have
here.
to put a thing with the collecting part underneath.
Oh, I think the one that I was thinking about was just a piece, and it just allows you to go.
Oh, the one where it just directs the pee down.
Yeah.
Yes, I have not tried that, but that is on the list. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
Because
I knew.
Back in the day, they didn't have the right technology for that, where there was something where it just didn't work right or something.
Yeah.
A Dixie cup with a hole in the bottom.
It was something. Yeah, it just dribbles down the leg, you know, or like, you know, something went wrong. There was some kind of design flaw. That, or it didn't even exist, and we were like, why doesn't it exist? But yeah, there's this thing called the Lady J, which I use for camping. But it has like, you know, like a plastic thing that you put a lid on, and it has. Like,
I don't want to collect it.
But it's good for camping because in the tent.
Yeah.
So this is not for biking, but you can, you know, you don't have to stick it outside your tent, because then it's going to smell like piss the next day.
Yes.
So it has a container that you walk off and then dump that.
I'll be the first to admit that I have severe penis envy. Like, I really have severe penis envy.
More than the peeing part, though? Meaning you like to peg a lot? No,
I haven't ever been presented the opportunity, but had I been presented, I would 100% do it.
Yes, if someone's like,
sorry, my husband at home, I know they...
This is purely, her way. Are we at 35 minutes in where the Adderall would kick in? Because here is what I'm talking about.
Be. We're, I mean, we definitely are.
The word is not coming to
an hour.
It's, we'll just skip past. Okay.
Yeah,
so we'll take a break pretty soon.
Ooh, goody.
I have never pegged, would peg, have never pegged, but would peg.
I mean, I'll do most things if somebody really wants it. If I'm just like, I'm open to it.
I
would peg sounds like a pirate, yeah.
I would peg, yeah.
Also, you can't, I don't know if you can see this, but look at, we both wore flare jeans in dark rinses, which is funny.
It's the same. It's exactly the same.
The pants?
Yeah.
I mean,
they're very close.
Yes. I'm like a little bit like of a lighter.
Wow, it's like you're one being in the camera.
The ADHD, like,
ADHD,
we're just like,
oh, God, sorry, microphone. Kick the boom bike. Sorry.
Wonder
sorry.
Yeah, you were due. I've been like fucking with this shit all day. Thank God somebody else was like, whoopsie.
My short limbs. I'm like, oopsie, my bad.
Yeah, I think we're right. Friend. Yeah, see, you got it right where like, I would never hit the boom because it's right where the foot does the swing.
But see, mine is
yours,
like me.
It's literally in your path.
Yes, it is. It's my war path. It's my war path. You know, so I don't like bicycles so much. But I'm athletic in other areas.
And that's cool. I'm sure you love, like, you might not bicycle, but... Like,
I can ride horses really well.
Oh, I have so many people who are scared of horses.
I do
really love horses. Okay,
you can dare to call me a horse girl if you wanted to, but
I will be one because I was meant to be. I've been to a dude ranch and I've been to like a camp for Girl Scouts, but like I could not have horses growing up, and I never would have been able to afford a horse. But like, it's been the dream of like I want a horse. I love horses.
I don't even want my own. I want to ride other people's horses for them who don't ride them.
That anytime I can just give some love-ins and hang out with the horse.
That's what it's about. Because then everybody at the barn has to do all the hard work. They have to groom the horse and clean it after you ride it and do all the stalls.
The grooming part. Not all the time, but
I like the grooming part as far as like brushing them. I don't want to wash them.
I don't know. I've never done the washing, so I can't say. But I picture it's like a bonding experience.
There is a lot of
getting close. So like I like that aspect of it, but I'd probably get bored. I wouldn't want to do it like every time.
In Florida, you have to like basically wash them almost every time.
And I bet you have to spray them with permethrin and stuff, right?
Maybe I don't know. I always rode other people's horses.
This is awesome shit. I assume that that's part of the process because that's how I found it. But I'm going camping next week. Yeah, next week by myself for a very special Nina experience because I do that shit all the time.
That's cool. I've only done that one time.
I'm very experienced.
Very
I'm happy you're doing it.
Oh, I've done this shit many times, and I'm extremely experienced with camping. Yeah. And not like shitty camping, like half glamping with like air mattress and like lights and like, I know how to plan well. So this one's going to be different because I no longer have a car, so I'm going to go to the dunes off of Metra because it stops like very close to there.
Okay.
So I'm going to take my bike and my pack and like see how it goes, and that's close enough where I can go back and forth if I need to get more gear because I have other friends who do it. But anyway, rolling back around to Permithrin. So a big problem with all the camping spots, and a lot of it is due to global warming, is that now the life cycle of ticks is fucked because they no longer have a specific amount of time where they're at below freezing temperatures where they die off. Okay. So their original zones, all of them are expanding territories for where you will find these ticks.
So how is Lyme disease expanding? Do we know
more and more and more?
That?
It's like
it's probably very
prevalent. Is it getting more intense?
People
and extreme too?
I would imagine because people are learning more about it because it's still so confusing about what it is and how to spot it and how to differentiate it.
Right.
Yeah. So like all the what do you call it? Symptoms are like all over the place or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that much about it. But
it can present itself very differently.
And there's so many other types of diseases from different types of tick. Because Lyme is only from deer ticks, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
And then they have like Rocky Mountain ticks.
There's a bunch of different varieties.
Bull's balls, right?
I don't know. I've never heard that.
Rocky Mountain oysters.
Oh, yeah, that is. But Rocky Mountain fever, yes.
Rocky Mountain.
Yes. What is it?
You guys are teaching me new things. Yeah. Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah. That's the proper...
It's a delicacy, probably just a bar dare.
Yeah, like...
But I think it's turned into something else.
Pickled eggs, I still don't think I've ever eaten one, but I like eggs and pickled stuff.
I was surprised they were actually fine.
I can't say I've actually... because they always show in, like... a movie where it's like they bring out the thing the jar onto the table and it's like nasty old 20-year-old eggs and pickle juice.
It's not bad tasting.
The pickled eggs I've had are like German and Dutch Pennsylvania pickled eggs, which are like purple, and so they're like too much vinegar.
I love me some vinegar.
I just can't. See, I'll eat sauerkraut and dumplings. My dad used to make it. My dad was German, and my dad used to make sauerkraut and dumplings.
Until when?
Until he died.
My grandma was awesome.
Until he died. He
for
died.
Life.
Okay.
And now he tells me from the grave.
Jesus, I feel like a monster.
No, you're not. No. He died when I was young. He died when I was. He actually
continues to live through a series of disgusting science.
It sounds very tragic.
Oh my God.
I
just picture Reanimator
when
with the head on the table.
I know,
when he died. No.
You're underlit. Yeah.
He died when I was 13, basically on my birthday.
Oh my God.
But
as I'm laughing and like talking about Reanimator, and they're like, he died on my birthday.
No, but it's been so long. It's totally fine.
I know that's very serious.
No. Yes. But listen, it's life. Though.
It helps to
really
laugh about
is
it.
life. And it's been so long since it happened. And like when I think about it, and this is the time of year when I start to really think about it because it happened in October. And his
October's rough for me too, for different reasons, but
October is a heavy month. And his birthday was 3 days before mine. So it's all boom, 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 boom. And it's just like, but it doesn't upset me or bother me, and I talk about him frequently because how else am I going to keep his memory alive?
Exactly.
Because I only knew him for 13, not even really 13 years, because when you think about it, you don't know your parents.
Yes, but those were super developmental years. It doesn't matter, especially like at that age, it doesn't matter how long. Think of how much shit we figured out at those age. Those were some big growth years.
They're formative.
Formative
years.
True, yeah.
So 13 years, sure, but that was like when you wanted to have a figure like that around instead of when I was 16, I was like, I ain't got time for you, Yeah,
but it would have been nice, and I think about this now, and I didn't think about this before. It would have been really, really nice as an adult to get to ask him questions to get to know him as a real person, because when you're that age at 13 and when you're a child, they're still daddy. They're still dad. They're whatever you call your father. You don't think of them as, like, an adult when you're an adult.
Right.
And when you want to, like,
and you wouldn't at 16 either. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Now you do. Like, oh my God, what I would give to have my grandma around in high school and college. But, like, it would have been better, of course. I did have her, but I've seen her more. But I just mean, like, I would not... It still would have been where I was then anyway, because I learned so much and, like, never thought to ask certain things. Or, like, with my parents, like, Adam knows a bit about how I went no contact with my mom and my dad. Because once I started learning about narcissistic personality disorder and abuse and all this stuff, they were the first to go before I got rid of my ex-fiance, who I had to get an order of protection against and went through all of this shit. Which is why I specifically said to Adam that, like, ooh, could we, like, maybe film on October 1st? Because it's, like, a big deal for me because October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Yeah.
And this is a big one for me where I've started, to, like, kind of go back to, like, it sounds stupid, but, like, to social media because I have to start, like, actually promoting my personal business that I've just started.
Yeah.
And I need to, like, with my mental health, stay better with my friends. And if I don't, like, have that extra other than just texting sometimes, like, seeing friends' photos or, like, having anybody just be like, oh, yeah, I want to go to that concert that you're posting about.
Yeah.
Like, it helps me stay on track a little bit with the depression and
like,
stuff.
Current.
Yes, present with activities and be like, yes, that sounds fun. Otherwise, I wouldn't hear about it and I would sit at home and isolate myself.
Because now people aren't texting like they used to.
Because they think you see it on social media.
Exactly.
So I used to tell people, if you want me to see something, text me or whatever. But now it's like, I can't.
The wherewithal to think about that when you're thinking about posting it.
It's too much to ask. Yeah. For just for me anyway. It's like...
I kind of hate it at the same time, though.
Oh, everybody hates. I hate it too. I absolutely hate it.
I hate that the first thing I do in the morning is... I hate both of the things I do first thing in the morning. So first and foremost, I'm cruelly addicted to nicotine, and like my jewel is like attached to my hand.
I'll take a little bit more of this one too. Yes, the same, because I was like break time.
Don't worry, I brought another pod. And so, which I also bought in Michigan because 2 packs of pods were only $20 in Michigan. Where here for 1 pack of pods it is $26.
Well, I do it when I quit this is just a little tidbit. Yeah. When I quit smoking cigarettes, it's always because I will switch in smoking weed a lot more, and then eventually once I've made it past the point where I'm like, ew, gross, the taste of it, kind of like I don't want to buy them.
This is my
then I go back to normal, and like I'm so scared of vaping consistently because I had a bad experience. So like I can't do that as part of my like step down.
Yeah.
So it's like all about the flowers, even though obviously all smoking is not great for the lungs, but
there's something so comforting about
stepping outside. When I'm anxious, it's stepping outside. Like if you're with your friends, they coerced you to go out of the abode when you're like, like we said in winter, you're out. You're finally like, I did it. And everyone's like, fuck yeah. I'm still going to need to escape a lot. So that's why in the summer the bike is the best thing ever. So I can like go around the block if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But so coming into winter scenarios, like that cigarette, just going outside and just like I could be by myself. I could chat to random people on the street, which I definitely like to do. Mm-hmm. Where I used to never do that kind of stuff, but I love it. I love now it's like I will smoke weed on the street instead. It's like it's not like I can't do anything. So I'm like, just bring the non-breakable chillum because I don't like a one-hitter stupid cigarette thingy. They drive me crazy. I hate them. Yeah, so I just need one like that I won't break easily. I break so many.
I love a good chillum. Yes. I bought a chillum from the place that I shop at in northern Michigan when I get my weed in northern Michigan, and it's the best chillum I've ever had because it's not like a one-hitter. It's like a decent-sized chillum.
It's like 3 to 4 big solid hits.
Yes.
And they're like not a bowl where you get weird like edges around it where it's green.
It goes all the way down. Girl, and it's a perfect fucking hit.
You know what?
And I'm like, wow, this chillum is delightful.
It's so funny, yes, that you said that because there is an art to the perfect chillum.
There is.
I was joking about how it came in with that Q-tip sticking out of my purse accidentally because every time I go to buy it usually is. And let me tell you out there, I've given this tip if you enjoy weed. But okay, so I always when I buy chillums, I bring Q-tips with me.
To see
because if it fits in the through the mouth part, and you can swirl it around, you're golden.
Yeah.
Because no need to boil in a fucking pot, no need to use pipe cleaners in solution. All you do is you get your sink water as hot as possible, and you have like a pair of cheap tongs, like catering tongs. You hold the chillum under it, it rinses it, a lot of it. You take a paper towel, 'cause it's a good amount of like friction, and just swirl it in the bowl. And you take your Q-tip and put it up there and just do it. It's perfectly crystal clear, brand new, and it's like 1.5 to 2 minutes of work to do this. So you can have a clean, fresh bowl every damn time you smoke it if you're on hot water.
And my brother who's eventually gonna watch this is gonna want to beat my ass. My brother sells high-end glass. Like,
if he's got some pretty iridescent glittery shit.
Oh my god,
that is my
have
jam.
it for
Yes.
And he's like trying to sell all his shit right now for super special prices, but it's still very high end.
Okay,
but
well,
like,
I broke too many nice glass pieces, so we'll see how.
He's got stuff that will literally.
Are we talking like 30 or way higher? Because that's.
Are you talking about $30
for a cheap little one?
I'm talking it's like big.
No, I can't do that. I wish I could.
Show you it just
oh,
so
hell
you
yeah.
can see it.
I can admire and I want people to buy them, but my ex and I would broke in like 2 $400 Toro bongs and bubblers, and it's always that like the worst, because he insisted, because he was like, we won't go into that now, but like, he was all about like, I gotta have the best of the best. I gotta spend all this money.
Fair enough, sure.
So he's the one who insisted. And I was always like, dude, we break them every time, and it's like you're wasting so much money.
My brother sells like art high-end glass.
If I could put it in a display, strictly for display,
and he sells that kind of shit.
That's great.
He sold like one time he told me he sold like a bong. It was like a $40,000 bong, and I was like, who in the fuck is smoking out of that shit?
Musicians, actors, like all. If I had the money, of course I'd be stopped. I would have like a crazy, amazing collection.
He was selling this shit from Tallahassee, Florida. Tallahassee?
You know what? I know exactly who. Okay, so let me tell you of like a little comparison. I bet you this dude. So I'm outside after the License to Sail goth cruise with Tim Capello from The Lost Boys.
Okay, yeah.
I saw the photos.
So we get back and like the after party's at headquarters, and I'm outside doing my thing where I'm like smoking cigarettes and weed with like random people and just having like fun conversations. And I made this group of like a mixture of like old, like Viagra Triangle dudes and some like younger girls and some like.
So you were in headquarters in River North.
Yes, exactly.
I knew the location immediately.
I always forget that there's other ones. You get.
I know
the mix of people. So we're looking in across the street. There's a Lamborghini, and they have like the like decal shit on some of the parts of it, and it's like silver holographic glitter, and they have it on like the door panel, just the door panel, and like one other random spot, and it looked so cheap and ridiculous that we were just mocking the shit out of it.
Why would you do that to a Lamborghini?
Yes, and most of all, my issue was like, I dig sparkles, but like the placement. If he was gonna, because I imagine it's a price issue, because why wouldn't you do the whole car? If you got the money and you want to put literal glitter on your Lamborghini, you're gonna do the whole damn thing if you had the money. So I'm guessing use Lambo. Very limited budget on the wrap, right? I think.
Yeah, that is literally what it's called. It's called a wrap.
So I'm looking at it. I'm like, if you're on a budget, dude, like there was other spots on it that I pointed out that would have like made it look way better. So we're all mocking this.
Dare we say balling on a budget?
Hardcore on a budget. That sucker's on like low or big payment plan on a 10-year-old Lambo probably, but it was just badly done wrap. So wrapping that up. Your brother does not compare to the cheapness of that. But the type of dude in our town that would spend money on like a fancy ass like bong that's
lives
not
in a garden apartment, shares it with
and
three other
blows
people.
all his money to be fancy on the drinking, partying accessories.
Yes.
So he would be, not that like it's about taste, but just that like he's the one who would spend, whoever is making that bong, a fancy, expensive bong. That dude is going to be like, oh, I got to have a cool-ass bong, and there's not many of those out
there. The ladies will love this.
The ladies, when I host the ladies who I entice with my sparkly Lambo. Hawaiian
ties.
Could be boy toy. The boy
Hawaiian
toys.
ties with my bottle service at the club.
Exactly.
My booth and my bottle service.
I used to do bottle service way back in the day.
Oh, I used to cocktail
cool.
serve and bartend, so I fucking get it.
We know the life.
I get it.
So I propose an idea.
See.
That we have a break and
Okay.
that we open the other bottles of wine.
I agree.
And maybe
Done and done.
Step outside.
Yeah.
Can I bum a cigarette
Get
off?
some
Oh,
B-roll.
this stopped recording, right?
No, we're good.
Oh, okay.
We're still recording.
I don't want to
We're
talk too
still
much about my
recording.
nicotine. No.
There's
Cigarettes!
I smoke
What
cigarettes.
kind of a-
Terrible.
What kind of a reasonable, moral person would smoke cigarettes?
3-inch wide. The
Yes, the...
Yes. When you have it so
Quartz.
thick like that, that's my favorite thing, and it's so expensive. But to me, like that, it's just such a look.
I have
that
a
the
much
3
better
inches is
table
better.
here.
Yeah, I used
But
to have
now-
the knockoff one of that, but I lost it. My ex took like 90% of my good shit.
Of course.
Of course he did.
Now you see the
Including my grandma's
atrium
jewelry.
here.
Yes,
So
ooh, I
it's
love it.
got a cutout and it goes straight
Girl.
downstairs.
Yeah, feel free.
Okay, we'll put the phones down.
I'm gonna show you.
I was showing dog pics.
I mean,
We're
feel free
back.
to start now because I'm at
We're
this
here.
thing.
We're
still
here, we're back.
We're still alive.
Okay.
Still doing the stuff that we do.
I was gonna show you.
Oh my god, I love.
That was the one that everybody liked.
Yep.
It's hardcore.
I love the
hardcore
platinum
girl.
blonde pics.
Yeah, I like with the glasses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I'm like, I feel you on the black and white image stuff where I was like, yep, totally. Totally was
Black and white image is always classic. You can't hate a black and white image unless it's like quintessentially black
Exactly.
and white when it's like, ugh.
Oh, and then this is like one of the last ones of that.
That's a good pixie, P.S.
Thank you. And then I had
I
some
wanna
ones
cut my
that I
hair
forgot.
back.
Oh yeah, and I forgot about these ones, but like that similar kind of photography where it's that. So I feel ya.
You feel
Twin flames.
Twin flames. Tall model, short model.
Yes. To hot ass twin flames of all sizes.
Of all sizes.
That's when it's best is when you get the tall and the short, in my opinion.
I mean, both feisty.
Mm-hmm. Because most of my best pairings with friends is when one of us is very short and very tall. It's very funny.
I mean, it's called balance.
It's the duo.
It's called balance.
I
Power
have
duo.
the what?
The power duo. I don't know what that would be.
Well, it's like you were saying,
It's like a yin and yang.
spicy. Yeah.
All things are covered. All bases are covered.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like a yin and yang
And
balance.
because it's that different, it's the balance of the energies of like I've got tall energy, you've got short energy, where
Yes.
it's like we're both like, oh yeah, like it's a confident, not like you're confident, feisty, sassy, short, and then I'm like the confident, tall version.
Yes,
of that.
exactly.
So
Exactly. We like it. I feed off of a lot of people's energies that are spicy and loud, but like there are certain spice levels that I don't tolerate.
mm-hmm.
There are certain spice levels that need to just have a glass
Simmer
of milk.
alone. Simmer.
Maybe a glass of milk.
Yeah, we gotta let them simmer somewhere else, and
You need some milk. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that video, but I just
know.
threw it out
I
there.
have not.
Okay, so there's this, and honestly, now I feel really bad about it. Because it's of this guy who's on some like random street drug, like in the hood, and it's like a very bad street drug, like these like crazy manufactured ones that you can literally only get on the streets. And he's like geeking out.
Yeah.
And this like woman is recording, and he's like, he need Jesus. He really needs some milk. You need some milk. And now I just quoted it. And now I feel bad. So I said
is milk like actually like a slang for anything,
So
or is it strictly like this crazy person just like no? That's where he was like no, get him some milk.
in the
Does it
black
mean
community, they think like when you're like taking crazy drugs and
Okay,
you're starting to
that
freak
milk
out,
will-
that milk will help you.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's like a stigma, which it doesn't help at all.
Yeah,
but
like a hangover remedy, but it's
yeah,
yes.
theoretically.
Theoretically, yes. Okay, that
So-
makes more sense because I'm like, wait, he's just like spouting craziness, but there's
Yeah. There's a whole thing around it. I don't understand it. Milk doesn't help. My best friend's a doctor, and so like I'm very like,
there's like no
scientific
properties
with
that will affect
illnesses.
anything.
I'm
with
very
it.
scientific with illnesses, like medication will treat this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
I love holistic shit. I do love holistic shit. But
I don't know enough about, obviously I have a lot of friends who do, but it's not something that like it comes up for me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I mean, I would literally call a doctor before I would call a holistic doctor to be like, what do I need to treat this, that, or the other? Like, before getting acupuncture, I will see a medical doctor. before seeking acupuncture.
Because my mom had she had some kind of, so my mom's a carpenter and I'm a painter, but
I love this.
I mean, like I said, I went no contact with her. She has amazing qualities, like a hard worker. She's because all her stuff that she's great at, like I have that stuff too. And it's
genetic.
It's our pickiness. We're very anal retentive and very like skilled, focused workers who will like work out weird problems in weird ways.
Yeah.
And like, so nonetheless, but back to the thing is that she got, instead of tennis elbow, it's something with like drills, like power tools, is that like it's a certain spot on your elbow that gets affected. And like I get it too from like Dremels and stuff like that, like where I'll get like numb in my thumb at certain intervals. But like, so she had to go to a doctor to figure out what the fuck's going on there, multiple tries, and then they sent her to acupuncture. So long, boring story with fun tidbits in.
Circle.
Yes, you're like consulting the doctor, and then same thing. So I'm like, I would do what she did too, because it's like maybe it's just physical therapy. You know, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. Physical therapy seems like the first answer that any doctor ever gives you. Oh, let's try physical therapy and this on the other.
I will say this, that like, you know, I've been an athlete my whole life. Like I second grade on, like, you know, past basketball, track star, like got burnt out as hell on all that stuff. Coming back to me again, like lately with sports and stuff. But, oh shit, I lost my train of thought. Was going to go back.
Don't ask me to do it.
No, I'm going to work it back. Okay, so we were just talking about holistic stuff, and I was saying something about my mom with the carpentry. Talking about doctors.
Talking about acupuncture.
No, I think we've gone way past where I'm not coming back to it. So we're going to skip ahead.
I can't remember it either.
No, it's going to be one of those burst out ones. We talked about it later. We're some random conversation. All of a sudden be like, and then we close that tangent.
And this is on ADHD and adulthood.
Yes, back on the Tangents episode. The episode of Tangents. But yes. Now we get the weird lull where it's like, now where do we go? Because I lost where the
train of thought went?
Yeah.
Acupuncture, ADHD.
No, we can't. We
can't even cycle.
We gotta do a card. I want to get a funny card.
Yeah.
Let's do one of cards because we are
able. One of these?
We'll do some turn.
Do you want blue or yellow?
Blue. Blue's pretty. Oh, there's pink in there.
There's pink. What color do you want? Pink. I love a pink. Pink is actually one of my favorite colors.
Wait, no, that's different. Is it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, my bad. From this angle, that side looks pink. This looks like white.
This card's always offers this sort of like nice, strange reset.
Yeah, because I'm like, we could go on and on without needing any topics, but like, let's...
But why not? Like,
I'd like to make my own deck.
Have a fun one. Yeah, that's a great idea.
I should field the questions and just see kind of like what people want to know about people.
Yeah.
Just about all people, not just
all
about
people.
Specifics.
And you could do fun ways of like, you know, I don't want to say dumbass games, but like some good way of like, pick, you know, a bowl of, instead of having it here, maybe like a different way of like, instead of you, like if you do your own deck, like we have to like throw a dart to hit a card, you know, just some dumb shit, but art related or something. Yeah,
that's fun.
Who knows?
Who knows?
The
world is our oyster.
Indeed. But not Rocky Mountain oyster, right?
That's exactly right.
Not those.
Rocky Mountain oysters?
Not Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah. But not that kind of oyster.
You learn something new every day.
Real.
Cuisines at its finest.
Which I love regular oysters. Real oysters.
I do too.
Yes. East Coast, baby. Yes.
I like East Coast and West Coast oysters. It depends.
Oh, I'm an East Coast briny all the way.
I love a briny
Salt's
oyster.
good, but I'm all about that brine.
Favorite. That's my favorite.
Okay.
Prince Edward Island. Gotta go.
Can you tell me the difference here? I'm someone
who okay. So,
really?
Most West Coast first, the main difference in my experience and from what other people have also told me.
Size and salinity.
Yes. So, your West Coast oysters, when they describe taste and stuff like that, they will say something more like salty versus the East Coast will say briny. Because it's a different. Salt is just salt salinity, but briny has that oceany like.
It's got a depth to it.
Yeah, it's got some
brine
other
has
flavors.
a depth to it. It has like an umami to it.
And like a vinegar. Like I don't want to say vinegar, but it's like, you know, when you're brining pickles or brining anything, like usually you add a vinegar base. It's not just salt water. It's
salt. It's vinegary, but then
and like seaweeds and all this stuff in the water. Like it makes it like all these crazier. For me, brine is like a lot of depth, and salt is flat. Mm-hmm. So as far as flavoring, I always go for East Coast. Always. I'll eat some West, but every time I'm just like, you know. Or it'll be like sweet herbal.
A lot of West Coast oysters are very nutty.
That's true. That is a term that pops up with that I don't really see with mine.
They feel like a lot like thicker, nuttier, more protein.
Okay.
If that makes sense. And then East Coast is a lot brinier.
Yeah, the brine is
get
like the main.
The salinity in it is really well rounded. It feels like round on the mouth versus like pinch.
The flat, which is the salt is just flat.
If that makes sense.
That helps. I understand.
And I will say this: Dusix has the best mignonette in this whole damn city. I've tried so many places. It's so fucking good there. I love that's like my favorite place to go. Strictly, I mean, they have great selections, but their mignonette is bomb. Because I hate people who put the Tabasco or any of that shit in there. All you need is a little bit of lemon and a little bit of mignonette just to bring that like sea taste out. Well, I don't want to disguise with hot, spicy flavors unless it's specific to the dish. Yes. You know, if it's some kind of prep where it's like it's focused on it not being a pure oyster experience. You know what I mean?
See, I've got 2 moods.
Okay.
I got 2 moods when it comes to
2 oyster moods.
I got 2 moods. My first mood is if I'm eating at like a fine dining place or like a specialty seafood place or anything like that, I'm going to get the oysters and I'm going to squeeze lemon on them and I'm not going to put fucking anything else on it.
Oh, okay. Just very lemon. Pure.
Like purest.
If I had doubles of everything, I would totally do it. But I love that. I'm a vinegar girl. Like I would just take nips.
It depends. See, but this is where I get. Okay. This is where I circled a mood number 2.
Okay.
Mood number 2 is in Florida. You grow up eating oysters. It's literally just like a part of your life.
And I didn't come into it until I was a city girl, really.
But the ones in Florida, a lot of them we get off of like Apalachicola. We get them from a lot of rivers. We get them from a lot of places
and
where
right there,
it's like
fresh.
A Gulf and everything like that. Yes, but with that being said, though, they aren't as refined and special as the ones that you get at fine dining places. They're less refined. They're
more of the dollar oyster kind.
They are.
Yeah.
They are run-of-the-mill oyster, but they're a really good run-of-the-mill oyster.
Obviously, no matter what.
Been shipped. They're like all fresh. Exactly. And so while they are run-of-the-mill oysters, they are fucking delicious.
Top of the run-of-the-mill.
What we do in the South with the run-of-the-mill oysters is you throw a little hot sauce on it, just a little. You don't douse it. It's just a dash, and you use Louisiana, number 1.
Oh, I like the Crystal over the Louisiana.
Louisiana, then I was going to say Tabasco, and then after Tabasco, I was going to say Crystal.
Okay, it used to be, because I grew up on Frank's, so that was like the first, got into it from that, and then someone turned me to Louisiana, which I was all into, but then I went with Crystal, and you know why? It's way more vinegary tasting.
And see, that's why I don't like it the most. And that's why I don't like it.
So that's what I'm saying with the mignonette. That's why. Like, I
do like a good one.
Deuces, girl. We're going to go there. You and I twin flaming it up. We will.
I'm gonna. I'm in.
Adam, you in?
But I did not note that in the South you also have a sleeve of saltines with your oysters at every single moment.
Most places come with it.
They give you a sleeve of saltines. My favorite place.
The whole sleeve is hilarious.
Shout out Gary's Oyster Bar. Fucking love you.
I'm gonna check that shit out if that's high praise,
Dude, no, Gary's Oyster Bar, like it's like one of the most like known in restaurants Florida? In our area in Central Florida.
Okay.
People will come from like Orlando and Tampa to Gary's because Gary's Oyster Bar is the fucking tits. They have gator tail, they got frog legs.
Oh, frog legs! Oh my god, brown.
They got
Hugo's frog legs just extra sautéed in Chicago. Oh my god, at like Gibson's, that place. That is my number 1 favorite thing.
Imagine them in the South.
I can that's what I'm saying. Have you been here? Because
I haven't been to Hugo's yet.
Again, I go there for my birthday.
My best friend and I want to go.
Girl, it's on.
We talk about it. We're like, let's go to Hugo's.
Oh, I know the special way to do it too. Because heads up to all the folks out there, they'll say.
Don't tell them the secret.
No, it's not a secret. We can give this one away.
Okay.
It's strictly that on the menu they list it as an appetizer. If you go in, you can ask for the full entree size, where it'll be double the amount. It doesn't say it on the menu, but the Frog Legs app, you can get double the size in one thing, and it's the entree.
I love frog legs.
Oh, yeah. If I was going to do a meal,
chicken wings.
Frog legs, East Coast oysters, bone marrow, and escargot as like all one thing. So it's all the weird shit, and I love all of it.
Have you had the escargot from the Ralph Lauren restaurant?
Yes, I have.
It's
been years, but the ex took me there.
It's very good.
Yeah, I remember because he knew that was like my favorite thing.
That and a glass of champagne, like.
Oh yeah. do some shopping.
If you've never
hit on some hot older
escargot
dudes.
and champagne, that is, I sound like a fucking existential, bougie, horrific person right now. But if you ever get the opportunity, sit in the bar area or the patio of the RL like restaurant and get the escargot, and you get a nice brut dry champagne. It is a fabulous little.
All right, you heard it here. More tips for, fun experiences in the city. Like, no, I'm going to do that because I guarantee...
It's so nice. Like, it's just like, it could be a quick afternoon.
It's not bougie. It is a treat yourself to a city lifestyle, where it's not that expensive even.
It's really not that bad.
Just a glass of champagne and that.
No.
You can get, like, cute. You
and
can, like, plan around.
Too.
Yeah.
Like,
and talk, I like sitting at the bar and chatting with people.
I love sitting at the bar.
So it's that vibe.
Yeah.
And then you could do it, like, on an errand. Just, like, don't go downtown ever. Because, like, fuck that shit.
We do it when we run errands to go shopping.
I got to pick up something from Sephora or, like, Mac and be like...
For the stores.
Yeah. I got to pick up some NARS foundation.
You gotta go down there. Exactly.
Yeah. You plan around. You get cute with your girls.
You need to go to Nordstrom Rack. Oh, my God. It is literally right next to Nordstrom Rack.
I was forget that. And it used to be where there was a bunch of Forever 21s, and now we only have like one left.
We have one, and it's in Water Tower.
I know.
It's
sad.
I almost wanted to go the other day.
Okay, I have been dying to go because I love them.
Almost led me in.
I have to try on like 200 pieces of clothing because obviously with my body it's a little difficult. But those 5 pieces that I walk out with.
I'm short. You think it's any different for me? It's just a different scale.
They're made for but it's like for Japanese sizing basically. So at least they're shorter. So it's like.
No, I'm too short. I'm below the short standard. The short standard is 5'4". Anything below 5'4", nothing is size 4.
So say, we'll have to take in like 3 rounds. Basically what I'm saying is, if you're in it for the long haul, because some girls get antsy and can't handle the real
I gotta be in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you go off on your own. There's no together. You gotta, this is the plan. If we're gonna do Forever 21 run, we're gonna go to Ralph Lauren.
Yep, we gotta be fueled.
Yeah, exactly. First.
Fueled.
We get all cute,
Cute. We gotta look good.
You gotta look the part. You gotta feel the part of like, oh, we're ladies who lunch today,
I mean, I'm a stay-at-home mom with my own side hustle.
You got the nice rings going on,
I feel like
too.
I am the lady who lunches.
You deserve to be a lady to lunch who does go to lunch once in a while.
Lady of the lunch, did you say?
Have you never heard
ladies who lunch?
Lady of the lunch is funny.
Well, we could call it that.
But you've heard like ladies who lunch, right?
Not really, no.
Okay.
You can take this one over, 'cause I'm thirsty anyway.
Ladies who lunch. It's like a whole thing. Like within... Okay, as being a woman...
It's like a subculture.
It is. As being a woman, like, a lot of women aspire to be ladies who lunch.
Okay. It's a vibe, it's a lifestyle, it's everything.
So it's a look. It is of the affluent community.
Your North Shore ladies...
See, North Shore, I don't really know all the suburbs. I know
I've done a lot of fancy work out there, so that's why I know. Yeah.
But it's like the women who are technically stay-at-home moms, but also don't stay at home as moms because they have hired staff, which I am also guilty of. And they go out and they have lunch, they play tennis, they go shopping. Yeah. They do this, that, and the other, and spend their days
because they don't have to go anywhere, so they get to hang with their girls. Get drunk, work out, because you gotta look good. Because the ladies who lunch have to, obviously, these are like trophy wives.
You have to look good if you're a lady who lunches.
Yeah. These aren't like
frumpy. Unless you have so much money and it's old money that then you can be frumpy. There's only one time it's like frumpy.
And tacky. You could be tacky at that.
If you bring money into it as a lady who lunches, then you can dress however the fuck you want to. But unless you bring money,
and some status, you can't just be rich. That's like that whole. I mean, this is all like
it's like a whole culture.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really truly a whole culture.
And also this whole time, I don't know if you'll see it in the video, but like I think it's for my lack of sleep this week because if we don't run out of 2 hours of talking time, I've had one wild week. But like one of my eyes, where you feel that twitch going.
Is it twitching?
Yeah. It's like the top line where. Unless you like zoomed in really hard, I don't think you'd be able to see it. But like literally the whole time we've been doing this, I'm like looking at you and it's like, and so I felt like not a tweaker, but like where I'm like,
it's just doing a twitch, like
it's
an actual physical.
Yeah, and it won't stop. You just have to ride it out. I'm just like, they got it this side.
But once it starts, it also doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Like, once it starts, it's like,
maybe acknowledging its presence makes it go away, because it's just like, it literally, like,
I know that you are here. Spirit,
like
please leave my
frog,
eyelid.
Right? It's the Warner Brothers frog.
The racist WB frog? Remember? The WB.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a fucking nightmare.
Terrifying.
Oh my god.
Maybe that's why I'm scared of frogs, because I am scared of
Oh,
frogs.
I just mean it's insane.
I will eat frog legs.
racism.
I won't hold a frog.
It had a damn top hat and cane and shit.
And like the boots. Didn't he have
No,
boots?
he had big old floppy big toe
Did
feet.
he?
Yeah.
Did he have
Maybe
big
a
cuffs?
past iteration.
Okay.
No, I think here, this is why
Now
I
I
keep the
wanna
phone
know.
nearby.
Where is it?
Keep talking. Well, I'll pull
We'll
it up.
find it. We'll find the phone. I'm scared
yeah,
of frogs. We'll eat them, but I'm
Because
scared
that had
of
to be
them.
like the late 90s. Because like, okay, well, I'm 38. I'm just going to put this out there because I don't give a fuck anymore.
I
about
turn
my age.
32 next month.
Okay, and then
37.
yeah, I figured you and I are very close in age.
Mhm.
So yeah, same
I'm the
time
youngin'.
frame.
I'm the youngin'.
So I remember like the WB was before CW.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that was
And
the
I
first
remember
thing.
the W.
And it was
I
like-
remember the
yeah.
frog.
Yeah.
I remember the top hat and him like literally
Yeah, it was like
laying back and
Moesha
being like,
and,
and he would
yeah,
do
and it
this
was-
number.
Very
Yes.
very racist.
Yeah.
I just am wondering like, okay, late 90s, how long did it
Very
take for them
Jim
to get rid of
Dandy.
it? Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into it because it's definitely not my, I don't want to fuck
I'm
with the
from
facts,
Florida and I
but-
don't want to
Right.
talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just, we'll move on, but like,
I
I don't
want my
remember
family
why-
to be
yeah.
safe.
we're not here, that is not my place to talk about. All I know is that everybody knows it's very racist.
Did I mention
and
my
thank God they like
my
got
mom's
rid
side of
of
the
it.
family's from Lower Alabama. We should steer clear.
Oh, I have some, yeah, like, I think one of my cousins might live in Alabama.
Is it LA? Lower Alabama?
I don't know. It's, my family, like I said, I went no contact with my parents. And
We're
then,
no contact with my dad's side of the family.
Okay, well, with my mom's the bad one, really. I think now I have more nightmares about my dad, but like I can't tell if he's also a narcissist or if it's strictly the I forget the word, flying monkey or
Generational.
where they like just watch it happen kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're
Like
fine.
a spectator.
Yeah, because like literally, how bizarre is it? Like in my life, when I look back and like all the, we were talking alone earlier about some like, oh man, when you see these like patterns and you're like in your brain.
Yeah.
It was like when I would see over time that like literally no matter what the conversation was, no matter how I was feeling, I was always the one, oh well, she did it because you instigated it. Or you egged her on, or something like that. And literally, I can't remember a single argument in my entire life where anyone took my side over hers.
Yeah.
So it would be like he wouldn't even witness something would happen. And then he'd start off with being like, oh, well, you probably instigated it. And then
Just
later
lying to
on,
assumptions.
later on, he would literally state whatever she said happened as fact, no longer being like, oh, I wasn't even there. Like, he will then move to the side of, like,
Just strictly
yes,
hers.
she did this. Of, like, you weren't even there. Like, you didn't see it. So, I forgot how we got there. We were talking about family.
I don't know, but I feel like a lot of parents do that specifically in
it's
the
rough.
generation that we all kind of came up with. I feel
Oh,
like...
we were talking about Alabama.
Yes.
Yes. So, my mom is, like, the major, like, who I view as the most toxic. Because my grandma, the one person who loved me unconditionally, and then I fucking... Oh, she's the only person in this life that I really gave a shit about. She was my dad's mom.
Okay.
So, like, I'm sorry, but there's no way that, like, he has shit from her. Like,
No.
his dad, who I never met, probably.
She's like a piece of
But,
pie.
like, she's a fucking angel and, like, the best human alive, and, like, everyone knows it. But, so my mom's side, her sister, they haven't talked in years. They went no contact with each other for a long time. And it was, like, her dad... and her mom divorced, and then she got a stepmom later on. But, like, they did that shit where the parents would pit each other against each other and lie about it to the kids. So, like, my mom and her sister...
Each other.
Yeah, well, it does that because it's playing favorites. And then later in life, they like, stopped talking to him. And then later on, like, my mom became back to being, like, in a relationship, having something with him. But it's just, like, all this, like, crazy intergenerational trauma with her background. So, like, I can accept why she does certain things, but that side of the family is a little crazy. Is basically, my aunt, I think, is on her 4th marriage.
Ooh.
And that's where my cousins come from. So we have a very small family.
Yeah.
And I have like 2 girl cousins and 1 boy, and they all, who the fuck knows? One of them was in the Navy, one's like now in Alabama. I haven't seen them since a funeral in like 4th grade, and like it's bizarre. Very small family. Everyone like keeps themselves hidden. Like I've got a gay uncle, and I don't give a shit because no one's gonna know who it is. But like, this poor dude has to keep it a secret, and he's like 50 something now because of like everybody keeps their true self secret in this family.
That's so horrible.
Yeah, and I was trained to not have my own thoughts or personality.
That's also so Southern.
Is that a Southern like thing?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, expand, because I went through the gist of my shit.
So in the South, you're expected to just respect your elders.
Oh yeah.
Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, everything. Please, thank you. Your manners are out the wazoo. Now, I will say there are 2 things that I've asked my daughter to say is please and thank you, and I'm trying to teach her you're welcome now. And she really is good with please and thank you, and I think that's really important. Will I ever teach her to call someone ma'am or
appreciation?
Sir? Absolutely fucking not. First and foremost, she's growing up in a generation where not everybody is what they seem.
True.
And I don't want her to mispronounce someone's specific
And there's no
pronouns.
need for those formalities nowadays.
Especially up here. In the South, people still give a fuck because they are 50 years behind, which is why I don't fucking live there.
Yeah.
But here, people aren't like that. And when people call me ma'am, I'm like taken aback. And I'm like, please don't call me ma'am. Like, I'm too young for that.
I feel so old. Yes,
I feel
I hate the ma'am.
I feel so old.
I'm a miss still.
Don't call me ma'am.
I'm a miss.
But then when I get ID'd, I get annoyed. So it's like it's somewhere.
Wait, when they call you what? You get annoyed?
When I get ID'd. When people ID me.
Oh, I love it.
I love it most of the time, but in Northern Michigan, they ID'd me at every place I went. I was like, okay, this is annoying.
Oh, I just get, annoying.
Then I was annoyed because I was like, oh, really? I was like,
for me, I get
my
excited
2-year-old, but like, okay, I'll give you my ID. Like, fine.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess I
well, the kid doesn't always mean so much nowadays.
No, it
anyway,
doesn't, especially
so,
up
you know,
there.
it's crazy to me.
Northern Michigan.
I know, and Florida.
And Florida. Oh, honey.
I don't even. Gator hate? What was the Gator bashing?
It should be teen pregnancy bashing, and the fact
where we're
that
like, oh yeah, having a kid with you does not mean that you shouldn't get carded, and we were like joking, with Michigan and definitely Florida.
Oh my God, Florida is so bad. Florida is so bad, which is why it's very horrible that fucking all the reproductive rights are gonna be yanked.
Oh God, I don't even want to. I don't even. Yeah, we're not. I'm gonna put a pin in that shit because you and I can rant for hours being opinionated, confident women. Yep. Let's just say our world is very fucked up right now, and we're the ones suffering the most.
My child is going to suffer the most if this sticks and changes across the board. My child's the one who's going to suffer the most.
But we're saying everything's changing, so she will suffer maybe the most for a brief time, and then hopefully things, because it swings the pendulum swings to extremes both ways.
I know.
So, but it's, who the fuck knows when it's going to swing back. You know what I mean? But like,
I feel like we've been trending super, super, super conservative for a while.
Yes.
And now we're really starting to peak at ultra conservative.
That's what I mean. It's coming soon. It might be before your kid, but we're fucked for now.
I mean, we are fucked for now, but I think that as children, we're going to be fucked for them too. I don't know. I don't
at least 2 generations, I think, for sure.
And it's like terrifying. Like, think about having a girl in this like world right now. Like, it's fucking terrifying. Like, what do you do with the little girl in this time and period? Like, what do you do? I don't know how to navigate this.
No, and that's why we'll put a pin in it, because all of us are like, we've tried. I don't know what else there is to do, man.
I don't know what to do except teach her, like, consent, body autonomy, like, you do
the
your parts, no one touches
and pray to God that we start actually educating the boys.
Terrifying!
Instead of the girls.
Yep.
But anywho, we're all like, as we all get, like, into voices and climb up, and anywho.
What were we even saying about the South?
Oh my gosh, I was talking about,
oh God,
no,
ADHD
I don't even know if
people.
No, I know what I'm talking about, but I don't know if this is, like, the best place to put it up. But sure. We'll say this for now. Okay, so Adam knows that, like, one of my big things in life with, I do a lot of crazy stuff. I like having good stories. If anything's presented to me that's not inherently, like, uncomfortable for a bad way, not like, ooh, I'm nervous, but just, like, not my thing.
Deeply uncomfortable.
Then I will say no.
Like
but
cannibalism.
Yes. Or, like, sexual stuff that I'm not okay with.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, yes, I'm getting to that when I got too much on the list. But Because I love serial killer shit and horror movies, obviously.
Same.
But
Season.
yes, it's that time. Oh yeah, I am. Yeah, we'll definitely get into that probably. Because I put horror movies on my thing. Because I will school 90% of the population. I'm so fucking nerdy.
I've been going to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal since I was 8 years old.
I've been dying to go to that so bad because we only went to Disney World. We never got to go to Universal.
My dad used to take me. Emo dad moment.
My parents.
My dad used to take me.
I'm not gonna lie, they couldn't handle heights or scares, and I love roller coasters. Me and my dad, that was our thing. Shit.
Our thing was sushi and scary shit.
But I'm so glad that, like, when you said your dad earlier, like, at least you had a good sharing thing with him.
For the most part, yeah.
You had something. Like, my dad, all I remember is we saw Anaconda in the theater, which was glorious. That's a great movie. It is a phenomenal movie. Owen Wilson, J-Lo, fucking John Voight, even though he's insane now, but he was so
He's always been insane.
Yes, politically, if you could put that aside, his tongue-in-cheek, ridiculous, over-the-top performance is so glorious. And, like, isn't, like, Ice Cube? No. Yeah, Ice Cube's in it. Yeah. There's so many good people. It's so funny. I love it. And I'm not gonna lie, two of the sequels are not a waste of time. They're bad, but they're not a waste of time.
I mean, who doesn't want to watch Anaconda? Like, if you want, like, a fuck you, throw on a movie, like, on the TV, like, that's like, one of the ones you throw on, because, like, it's gonna fucking hit. It's, like, you don't have to pay attention the whole time to know what's going on.
It's a perfect B movie.
It is.
It really is. And the special effects are not so terrible that it, like, pulls you away from it.
Oh, I mean,
it's B-movie quality, but still in this era, for how shitty and cheap it was at the time, it is not so, like, oh my god,
versus, like, Jurassic Park, you're getting, like, about the same kind of animatronic.
Yeah, because they mix the practical and the CGI and use CGI as little as possible back then.
Because it was fucking terrible.
And that's why that shit was good.
It was
like
so
Deep Blue
bad.
Sea. Deep Blue Sea.
Oh
Deep Blue
my
Sea.
God.
Best B movie ever.
I
fucking love that movie.
Shark movies except for Jaws. Jaws is
Deep Blue Sea is the best. Come on, have you seen LL Cool J's music video for My Head is Like a Shark's Fin?
No.
Or Shark Fin.
No.
Oh my god. I think you need, well, you get in trouble for copyright, but at some point after this, everyone out there watching, please, even if you've never seen Deep Blue Sea, please Google LL Cool J. Head is like a shark's fin or shark fin, I can't remember.
Oh my god.
But it's for the movie, obviously, and it is one of the silliest raps, and he's wearing, like, suspenders with no shirt under it.
Naturally.
And, oh my, I can't even give it, it's just glorious. It's glorious. But that movie is fucking amazing. That's, like, for me, you got Jaws and you've got Deep Blue Sea, and then you've got The Reef, which is an excellent film. That is, like, the only other shark fin that, it's not close to those two, but it's pretty damn good.
Who's in that one?
It's an Australian film. It's very, like, low budget, but, like, Open Water sucks. All those movies are boring as fuck. But, like, this one, they use the budget very effectively, and it is a great white, stalking people, as it always is. But they're stuck in the water. Open water movie style, where they're stranded.
Yeah.
For different reasons, but this one, like, some people will talk shit, but most horror geeks will say that The Reef is the only other one besides those two. You will feel adrenaline, and, like, it's rare to make me feel any kind of tension in a movie.
Oh,
like, Hereditary is, like, one of the only recent films that reached, it goes back and forth between 1 and 2. I mean, it didn't go that far for me, but if I'm ever in a horror movie where I clench, and it's not a cheap jump scare, I have to applaud that movie hardcore. And Hereditary was just killer. When you'd see, like, the random things, like, with her in the shadow and the fucking piano chord. I'm not going to ruin it for people out there, but that's all I'm going to say. And we all know the jump. The car.
That left me fucked
so unexpected and so glorious because it was so unexpected. Ari Hess, or not Ari Hess, that's a singer. What the fuck? Why am I spacing? It's the same director as Midsommar.
I can't remember, but I also loved Midsommar.
Yeah, I forget. We're too deep with some wine, but amazing director. I can't wait to see more of his stuff.
I would Google, but I'm refusing to.
Exactly. I didn't know. I couldn't find my phone to begin with. So
no phones are happening. No, Midsummer I thought was also very excellent. But
Yes,
Hereditary fucked with me.
No.
I couldn't sleep for a couple days. Or it fucked with my sleep. Like, I was dreaming about things.
Yeah, it would inhibit your dream or invade your dreams.
Yeah, no, it gave me a I don't want to watch it unless I'm really prepared and in a mood to watch it.
I think I've seen it maybe four times perhaps, and it's
Gotta
about
be in
time.
the space.
Oh yeah, I like to watch most alone. But I remember recommending it to a friend, and I was like, "So how was it?" He's like, "I need therapy." It's like, yeah, right, it was perfect.
You're like, that's exactly how it should
Good.
be. Have you seen Hereditary?
Yes.
And-
I forgot a lot of things about it, but
Really?
Rewatch.
Yeah.
And that dude is hot as hell. I'm sorry, but I have a big crush on that. What's the actor's name? The curly haired
Oh, the
Paimon, yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
All hail Paimon.
With the nose
Yeah.
and the mole.
I follow him on Instagram.
He's young, isn't he?
He's legal. I'm not one of the. I don't like younger men. But
That counts.
goddamn, he's an attractive fellow, and it's the curls. I love a dude with
No, I'm
curls.
like that with Harry Styles. I'm freakishly obsessed with Harry Styles.
I'm not freakishly obsessed, but I definitely, whenever I've seen him perform, I'm like, I get it. You know.
The videos of
On
him
SNL,
performing.
that was the only time I've seen him do anything, and SNL is like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Not on my list,
I've
but
seen
I
him
get
for
it.
my birthday.
Oh, my old roommate / now good friend saw him in the past year, and her friends were just giggly and so excited.
I'm gonna
and
be a
she's
little girl.
30 this year. So no shame in that game, because I know plenty of 30-somethings.
I wasn't a One Direction girl. I was too old for One
Yeah,
Direction. That would have been
NSYNC
really
was right
fucking
when it
weird.
was that period.
That
I didn't
was
get
my
into that.
that was my time period.
I liked them
I
enough.
was in sync. I was in sync. I loved all the fucking boy bands, but I was truly in sync. That was my guy.
I was a weirdo. I didn't like it. I didn't own any boy band stuff. But I didn't have MTV or cable growing up. So
see, I had all of that.
I found my shit from SNL. In 6th grade, Bjork, God damn it, I can never say it. What is it? Homogenic. Yeah, that's right. Whatever.
Sure.
Anyway.
Correct.
Probably. I'm thinking too much about it now. But that and Jamiroquai and Radiohead.
Yeah.
That I saw them on SNL because it was regular network TV. So middle school, it was boy bands. NSYNC was just starting, and it was that's more what I would see because I wouldn't watch. It was TRL or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So that shit never came
TRL
up.
was so popular.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking
I wouldn't
God.
see any of that. If it
Rushing
was
home
on SNL.
from school and trying to throw on TRL before it came off.
I mean, I know those people. I would go to friends' houses and demand to watch MTV.
Yeah.
Because I was I don't get it. So I have a few songs I remember seeing at friends' places, Sex and Candy. Remember that song? I smell sweet. Oh, wait.
Who doesn't remember that song?
Yes, right? It was pivotal.
That's actually still a great song.
Almost that band has a few really good songs that you're I never heard these growing up. But
Marcy Playground.
Yeah,
Yes,
Playground.
Marcy Playground.
There's one other song that was on the radio I want to say. I have it all on the Spotify where I'm oh shit, whenever something pops into my head, I love being able
I used to listen to whatever the Billboard Top 20 radio station was local to us. We listened to 106.7 specifically is what my mom and I listened to.
Q101 for us Chicago suburbs, etc. people.
Yeah, we were Orlando, which Tampa had 93.3, but 93.3 was much more provocative.
Provocative.
Orlando.
What does that mean? We had Q101 was just alternative music.
Well, no. So 106.7 and 93.3,
sexy R&B?
They had their disc jockeys and whatever.
Oh, you're
and
talking
they would
the
have
talent.
shows and stuff.
Gotcha.
And they would
I thought you
play
meant the
in
music they
between.
played.
No. They
Yeah,
also,
we had Mancow.
93.3 played more raunchy music than 106.7.
But hip hop, R&B,
Pop,
poppy stuff.
hip hop, R&B,
Top 40s.
top 40s,
Gotcha.
for sure. And they would have these different radio shows and 106.7 and Johnny in the Morning, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
And
I hate that shit. I've always hated.
Oh my God, we listened to it nonstop. That's what we listened to every single morning. When we were in the car with my mom,
my whole life I hate that shit.
When we were in the car with my dad, it was classic rock.
Keep talking. I'm gonna get
For
some
sure.
chappy stick.
Get your chapstick. It's necessary. We need moisture. We need to lock it in.
Moist lips. No, everybody.
Honestly, it
Either
used
loves
to
or hates
drive
that
me
word.
nuts, and it no longer bothers me.
Oh, I've never had a problem with it. I
I
think it's either
used to.
funny or just.
I
I've,
used
I've
to.
met several women who hate that word.
It's
Yeah.
It's a common
It's
thing
very
where people
funny.
will say it. Like it's a very
It is
polarizing
very funny.
word that everyone knows is
Because,
polarizing.
well, the connotation is always so kind of like.
Sexual.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
and-
sexual, but also gross. I feel
Yeah.
like every time you say it, it's like less sexual than it is gross. Like it's just
almost
like
clinical.
gross. Yeah.
It's clinical, like, because I don't think anybody really uses it in that way. Ooh, I mean, well, no. Ooh, you make me. No, wet. Everyone's going to use
Yeah.
wet. Anyone who would say it,
why would-
sexual.
Something.
Yeah, it would
No
be
one's ever
bizarre.
gonna say moist.
Oh, baby. Oh, I'm so moist right now. Like,
Like,
that is.
what if you said moist? Literally, your people would be like, "The fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah, that would be
Like,
the
what?
record skip of like,
Are
whoa,
you
way to kill the
okay?
vibe. What the fuck was that?
Like you're what?
I'm so moist. Like, ugh. No one's saying that. So that's funny
my
that
God, I'm
that
gonna
is
drop-
such a sexual thing.
I'm gonna drop that.
When it's more like, I'm
Oh.
moist, like I've been sweating my ass off biking, and like, no, literally
My
every part of
skin
my
is
body is
moist.
moist, and I've soaked through the back of my shirt because I'm wearing a backpack.
Yeah.
I've got a moist shirt from my ride
My
over.
shirt's
Moist
Oh, it's
towel
so
back.
moist on my back. Not sexual,
I feel gross.
just a fact. Like, or moist cake. Like, that has nothing to it.
Okay. See, like food being moist,
Yeah.
we want
Okay,
that.
that's fine.
We
Yeah.
want moist
But
food.
people will get weirded out by even hearing it in a food context. That's why
Oh,
I'm saying moist
grow
cake.
up.
That's why I went right there, because that's one that gets people.
But you gotta like be like grow up. Like what,
Oh, I know. What are you? No, it's
what
that's
are
how you weed out the
your-
vanillas. The uptight vanillas. Speaking of cake. Moist cake is how you weed out vanilla people. There you go.
Mm-hmm. A lot of us should have
Just
done
in
this
life.
test a long time
Not
ago.
sexually, but just in life. Vanilla people in life. If you got a problem with the word moist, we're probably not going to be able to hang, because those people are very adamant. I'm like, no, ew, I can't handle it.
Yep, I feel the moistness.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the moistness. I feel
The
it.
air.
I felt moist when I first got here, that's for sure. Cause
It was moist in the apartment until I feel fine now, but it was
Oh,
moist
yeah.
Yeah, when
earlier.
that
Now
sun
the
was out,
sun
it had
set.
gotten
It is
a lot
And
moist
there
in
were a
the
lot of
apartment.
clouds in the air. I don't know if it's supposed to rain, but there was some
There was
moist.
a 10% chance.
Yes, there was some pressure moistness.
There was some moist pressure.
And I love how long did it take us to get to the car that we pulled, what, 20 minutes ago at
20,
least?
30.
Did we get to it?
No.
Well, I just
She
pulled
pulled
it
it out.
I
It's
just
on.
pulled it
Have you
out.
been holding it this whole time?
No, I put it down after
okay.
a while.
Right?
I got tired of holding it, so I put it down.
Okay, let's do it.
What is guaranteed what is guaranteed to bring you happiness?
My bike. Always. Well, okay, so currently it's my bike, but just being in nature, particularly with sports, because I feel the most free when I get to like move my body, especially when it's like with nature.
Yeah.
Because it's like surfing, snowboarding, white water, all that stuff. It's like you have to like be in tune with your movements, with what you're, and it's all very like fluid, and
Yeah.
you can't think, like you have to just like feel it. So any stuff that lets me do that, including roller coasters, that gives me that like sound like such a like stoner Spicoli from Fast Times, but like, yeah, brah, anything that makes me like feel in tune with nature while also getting like a little adrenaline,
Like
brah.
a little buzz.
Yeah, dude, all I need is some tasty waves or some brews and a cool or breeze, and I'm fine. So yes, to make me happy, anything that's like in nature with some movement, but that's a little daring. You know, I need a little bit of
A
like
little kick
excitement.
of adrenaline.
It's got to have put some mustard on the nature adventure.
Yeah.
So that's me. How about you?
So I'm very fucking lame and don't do anything fun.
No, your fun is not what I would. That's not you lame. What? Staying in bed, eating good soup? Like, yeah, girl. Like,
You
what
get
is it?
that soup.
You enjoy that soup, girl. You eat the shit out of that tasty ass soup. Yeah, and champagne and escargot it up. But no.
I mean, like, this is going to sound so fucking mushy. Okay, so when my daughter is not having a temper tantrum, because those are frequent as fuck these days. Terrible twos. God, I love it. We just love it. No.
Oh, it's going to be so worth it from what I hear.
Oh, I can't wait till she's a teenager.
Yeah, right. Then she's not going to want to hang with you, and then you're going to be like, I miss her. She was so tantrumy, wanted to be with me.
But when she is good and happy, and when she is, like, giggling, and she is, like, fucking thrilled, and she is having the time of her life, like, I cannot experience a happier moment.
Because the joy you can just see.
Exactly. It's, like, palpable. And it's, like, it sounds so, like, parental and mushy. And it's
it sounds like a love.
But, like,
anyone.
This is literally a part of my body outside of my body, and seeing her enjoying life without having to realize everything that's going on around her.
Totally free.
Exactly. It is this, like, feeling that is indescribable.
And we'll never have ever again.
And each moment is like that. Like, each moment is like a tiny, precious memory, and you just, like, have it, and you save it, and you lock it deep down tight.
No, I love that.
And it's so incredible, and it's like, being a parent is fucking horrible. Like, it is literally the worst job in the entire world. I mean, honestly, sometimes I wouldn't wish it against my worst enemies. Like, I have days where I literally want to be like, okay, I'm going to go jump off the roof.
Why did I do this? Yeah.
I love her so fucking much. It's stupid. And, like, those times when she does things that are absolutely fucking hilarious, or when I put on Amy Winehouse and she goes, dance. And she wants me to hold her, and she, like, curls around me like a spider monkey, and she wants me to dance around the kitchen at Amy Winehouse. I'm like, well, this is fucking perfect.
Well, what did they call it? That the Pixar movie Inside Out or whatever?
Yeah.
A base memory. Or
like
one of the core memory. Yeah. Those are like, and those are like, as someone who has made a choice long ago, I've never wanted kids, ever. Yeah. And everyone's always like, oh, you're going to change your mind when you meet the right person, blah, blah, blah. No, it's just not been a part of me, and a lot of that is because I didn't grow up around kids. They made me feel very awkward just because of what I'm doing.
I've lived with them my whole life.
Yes, so you've got, like, some people are just, it's both nature, nurture combined, For me, it's like, that's just never been a thing. So, especially when I meet, obviously being 38, I have plenty of friends who are in families.
Yeah.
And it's been very hard, and only in the past year have I been able to kind of, like, not deal with kids, but kind of, like, not be awkward as fuck around them. Mm-hmm. So, like, for me, and Adam, I'm sure you'll like this, the first kid that I actually, like, it was in this last year where I finally was like, I was having a ball hanging with the kid. And I felt like I wanted to cry.
When they're a certain age, they're just, like, magic.
Oh, it's because we connected over art.
Yeah.
She was, like, a little budding artist. And, like I said, I'm awkward. I don't want to talk to them. And I'm not one of those people where kids gravitate towards me.
Yeah.
They'll stare at me randomly in crowds because kids are weird with that.
They feed on energy.
Yeah.
Kids are very energy driven.
They don't like me. And it's partly my fault, obviously. But this kid, well, we'll get there. It's you're not going to approach somebody who's obvious. Like, kids said stuff way better than we do. So body language and energy, like, I'm like, no, it's a lot of it's me. Because I'm sure I'm putting a front of being like, don't come near me, I'm not good with kids.
Don't touch me, please.
Don't come here to try to get some conversation, because I'm going to just...
It ain't here.
Move along, honey.
Don't ask Chuck E. Cheese a question.
But... So we were with a group of friends, and it's one of my friend's boyfriend's kids. And, the voice, oh man, I'm definitely going to have it completely gone after today.
You got to do a little
saltwater
gargle.
Oh yeah, we'll do some salt water.
Gargling it.
But anyway.
My grandmother will thank me for that.
It was 4th of July, and I was like, getting in some things, like, so we're wearing glow sticks, and just being like, oh, sweet glue stick, blah, blah, blah. And then we break out the sidewalk chalk. And she starts drawing stuff on the sidewalk.
Oh, they love sidewalk chalk.
So I'm looking at that, and I just walk up, and she was drawing, like, some anime character that I don't know. But, like, a wolf was part of it. And I look down, and I'm like, dude, Avery, that is an awesome wolf. Wow, like, I'm really impressed. Like, you've got, like, the balance. And I was describing, like, what balance was to her. Mm-hmm. And I think she's 9. But anyway,
that's a great age.
Yeah, so she was like all stoked. Like I could see in her body language where she was really shy. She
There
was
are
like
ages that are good.
opening up with the art talk, and I was like, okay, just go with this. And I was like, oh, but you have to sign your name at the bottom. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, oh, all artists have their signatures, so you got to find a signature. So I got to teach her how to write one, and she, you know, I was like, don't forget to put 22 on the corner.
Yeah, you gotta put the time.
Yeah, so we all got pictures with it, and then all of us were drawing shit. And it was just, I left that night after more talk of that, just being like, oh my God, that's like literally the first time that I've ever like had a connection with a kid. And I was like, I had a blast, and I was so excited to give them some knowledge.
Yeah.
So, wrap around, I don't want kids myself, but like I'm very open to somebody who has kids.
Yeah.
Like I'm not against it. I can't say for sure that that's something I want, but like I think coming from where I came from with my like childhood trauma and like relationship trauma, that like I need to give some of that knowledge to someone more people I care about. And like if I could be that supportive person that I didn't have growing up, where like my parents pushed sports and success and being the best over and competitiveness and all this shit and squashing, like, don't talk about this with people because they might get upset. So it was keep
your
all
feelings.
of my emotions and growth and development like all on lockdown. So yeah, I would love to have a kid like who would be like, you can't get lucky all the time, but if they were a creative spirit, which coming from the type of person I would want to be with, I would imagine kind of being the case.
Yeah.
So to be able to just encourage them, But whatever it is you love, I'm going to be here to support you.
Shape the way they think.
Yeah,
and,
just
like grow and learn.
Support. Only to just be like, I'll give you tips if I can, but like when you fail, you will. It's okay to fail. Because my parents never taught me about it's okay to fail and you should fail a lot.
Mistakes happen.
Yeah, and you need mistakes to figure life out.
That's what life is.
Do it when you're young.
Yeah.
So I didn't learn that stuff. So I would love to be that person who, no matter what happens, like I might go like, oh, Jesus Christ, like when they tell me, but I'll be like, okay, we're going to figure out the next step. I love you,
Yes.
It happens. We're going to learn a lesson and move on instead of holding it against them for life. Because that's my parents with everything.
I mean, I feel like that's this whole generation of children coming up.
And I hope so.
We are all so emotionally awakened.
Yes, and cool with mental health.
Yes.
Obviously, my parents did not believe I had ADHD. I had so many problems later in life when I didn't have teachers and mentors.
Immediately.
Oh no, my parents don't believe in it. They still don't. They used to send me articles about how people are overprescribed and all this shit. And I was like, oh my God, once I got, I think it was 29, when I finally was like, no, I'm getting pills, man. I need them. And I went to like 2 different doctors, both of them.
I've been prescribed them like my whole life.
No, like my parents still don't. And they would send me the dumb articles. Like I said, they still don't believe it. Because they go, but you're not hyperactive. And that's one of the things with women that we present differently. Because we are taught to keep in control. Doesn't matter if you're dying on the inside and rereading paragraphs 9 times.
It presents itself in women as hyperactive more so than men.
So, see, I've read the opposite. We might have to Google this, because that's the point, is that is the one thing that women are not doing and that makes it hard to.
I was
hyperactivity is always what. Yes, but you presented obviously. I did not. I was not that's what I'm saying. That it gets missed because women are taught that hyperactivity,
we have to do this, that, and the other.
Calm, you figure out ways that you are trained to just quash it.
Yeah.
And the thing when you look back on it is that my friend Lauren Brown, shout out Lauren Brown from Woodstock.
Woodstock, New York?
No, Woodstock, Illinois.
Oh.
Where Groundhog Day was filmed. Another shout out Groundhog Day, Bill Murray. But her and I, literally, a small town close to your size. I think we're like 20,000 now.
Okay.
But her and I were in kindergarten together, and we literally had to be split up into different, like, afternoon and AM because we would talk and disrupt class the whole time. And that was like that was kindergarten, one of the first major signs of like, all my report cards when I would dig in, like all the first years, disrupts those around her. So I was being that like, disruptive, can't pay attention. But because my parents, for my whole life, I was always ahead with reading. They were like, but you can read at a high level. You can finish a book. You don't have ADHD. Yeah. And then later on, when you figure it out and you're like, oh, this is related to this. Not everyone does this. It's when you figure out, oh, I could read a book. But I literally had to reread a paragraph like 7 times because you will read it, but it's not actually being
absorbed,
read in your brain. And you go, oh my God, I did it again. I just reread that without actually understanding a damn
Yep.
word. So, yeah.
But then your reading comprehension is off the fucking charts.
Oh, yes. And also, like, photographic memory. I look at my notes when I write them and make them
if
specific.
I write something down, it's in my brain.
Yeah, you have to, that's the other thing. You have to analog
it's really
and...
weird.
That's why I have 90 notebooks.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're color coordinated or have fun designs for, like, this is the motto, mantra book. This is, you know, the to-do daily. This is the 5-year, like, jots. This is... random scribbles for Halloween costumes, you know, like, yeah, I need it.
If I write something down, it's like in my brain. Like,
Totally.
that's where it is. That's where it lives now.
Well, there's something where it's like 2 or 3 times of like registering information. It's something with like, if you read it once, write it down once, and then write it down again after that. I'm probably way off, but there's some kind of connection with some repetitive pattern of how many times you write it. Versus, you know, with note taking.
Yeah.
I see it, I read it, or someone's telling me it, and I get that one form of like, okay, it's clicking with that, but then you really get it to stick with
Writing
one or
things
two.
down is how I remember 99% of the things that I remember.
Totally.
Because if my like reading comprehension skills are off the fucking
Because
charts.
our brain go big circles.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when I read, I picture everything in my head.
Mm-hmm. And you have to sit there and work out
And
something sometimes.
I do. And so I don't necessarily speed read like a lot of people. I read not necessarily super fast. I do read relatively quickly, but
At certain
parts. At certain parts.
Yeah.
But if there is something that is like thought provoking, then I have to take time with it because I have to physically like imagine it. And when I imagine things, then it makes my reading comprehension skills even better. So, like, in school, I was a horrible student, but my reading comprehension and all of, like, my
testing
AR and all of that was, like, through the fucking roof. Like, stupid high.
I can imagine, yeah.
First grade, I was reading in an 8th grade level.
Yeah, same. It was always way higher. Way higher.
Way higher.
And that's why, again, my parents, this one statistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, well, you're ADHD. That I was the opposite, where they believed that I was ADHD before I was diagnosed.
You're lucky.
Because I went to
Catholic and my
school,
parents don't
though.
believe in taking Xanax for, I have PTSD and, you know, from my abuse and all that stuff. But, like, they don't believe in going to therapy, basically, except for, like, for a couple weeks and then dropping out.
My family loves therapy.
Oh, God. I'm jealous.
I do have that.
I'm fucking jealous. That, like, my dad literally told me to get off my high horse.
And mental health.
All right,
My dad told me to get off my high horse when I said we need it. Oh, wait, we're at 2 hours already?
I feel like this is done.
Holy shit.
Is it done?
I think so. Let me take a look in the mirror.
Otherwise, we can do like an extras where we just keep talking while you go.
No, I think I've gotten to the point where if I continue to work on it, I may ruin.
Oh, that kind of, yeah.
So with the style that I'm painting it in, I think that.
Well, you can ruminate, or is that the right word? We can go on another question while you think about it. Or do we want to do the reveal right now? Because I did see that aspect of your... I think I saw, like I said, first and second a little bit
lines I see, of course.
Huh?
There's a couple more lines just to make it a better composition.
Oh, okay.
Lines.
Here, I'm going to pick a card.
Okay.
And we didn't get your... What's your answer to that question?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What is
Ooh,
guaranteed to
to
bring you
end on, too.
happiness?
Guaranteed. Me?
Yeah. You're doing it right now. No.
I mean, that's my typical answer for this question. I think that it's going to be painting. It's going to be sort of like anything that gives me a dissociative sort of experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a very anxious person. So when I do things that are extremely anxiety inducing, and I also have to perform at a high level of competence, I find that allows me to like leave my body, you know?
Like an outer body.
Yeah.
Well, that's similar. Like, I have to be very focused with the extreme sports and stuff. Like, you have to dissociate and let you just do stuff.
Otherwise your nature doesn't...
When my child screams at me for 3 hours, I need to disassociate so I don't kill anybody.
There you go.
Yep. opposite, but still.
So dissociation is
Still
also
dissociation.
a very dangerous thing for me because of that. So it's an easy thing for me to become addicted to things that are like.
Of course.
This is like.
Avoiding emotions.
Levers to, avoiding. Dealing with real issues at hand, or maybe. Yeah, just life stresses, or not working through traumas in a way that is conducive to like
absolutely
my own future.
Truly healing.
And that's when you start using negative coping mechanisms, and that's what gets you into trouble.
And
like we said, for like over drinking
coping mechanisms, then you need to go to rehab.
Yes.
Yeah, because like for a lot of people, like I think I've had conversations with 3 of our friends where for us it's like when drinking will play a role of knowing when you've reached a point where like you're starting to get into negative coping.
Yeah.
But it's none of us are like hardcore drink. Like it's more just like I'm having more drinks more nights a week. Not going crazy. Like not getting blackout.
I'll
drunk
do
after
that.
But just being like, I've had like cocktails like every night this week. And it's like
I'm gonna call it for a couple nights.
Yeah, just
to clear.
We're social.
Out.
It's Chicago. Everybody's gonna be out a few nights a week, so you can't really like say like 2 or 3 nights a week.
At home.
Yeah, and I make fun cocktails at home. I'm not just like doing shots in the bathroom, like with a vodka hidden in the toilet tank or something. Like it's a social part of living in the city, and especially with being summer right now. But when you start seeing like just a little uptick, not dangerous alcohol amounts, but just like that's probably like I should probably be like biking more, or instead of like sitting down for that
other
night,
activity,
do something else. Okay, now that we answered this one, I have a great finale.
It's time for this.
Yeah, is it time? Show us first.
It's time for the finale.
Finale
Do I read the question? Finale first.
I have one more.
Okay. We'll start with you, Adam, since you whatever. What do you think you could become famous for?
Me?
All of us. We all have to answer it. What do you think you could become famous for? Like all of us have skills that could make us get there some way.
Creating a cult-like community.
Yeah.
Of
not where I thought you were gonna go with it, but I love it.
No, I think
brutal honesty. I'm gonna be famous.
Well, I see myself starting a cult.
Not in such a way that I'm in control of it in any way whatsoever.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
My dream here is actually. My dream with this show is to bring people together in a way that I don't actually need to participate in their relationships in the future whatsoever.
But
so the point here is not for me to get some kind of like accolades for making connections with this show, and for giving people like the opportunity to give each other advice, and the opportunity to give and share their insights with the world.
Have fun.
But it's more so about creating a channel to open the possibility of that happening. And after that point, it's totally out of my hands. So I think that would be what I would want. That's how I would want it to go.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what you would want to be famous for.
I don't want to be an egotistical sort of maniac who's looking for constant accolades at all times. I don't want to be like
I couldn't be your friend.
I don't want to be that. I don't want to be the egomaniac. I don't think that the ego is the most important thing of what this show is. I don't think it's the most important thing of what painting is, or being an artist, one who arts, an arter.
And
Archer.
And Artur.
Yeah.
It's like Artur.
Yeah.
I'm an Artur.
I am
Do you know?
one who
Are you an
does an art.
Yeah, an Artur.
But it's more so like I don't think that that's the highest level of.
And art is so elitist
That's not the
sometimes.
highest level of contribution. Otherwise, you wind up being in this like sort of cycle of repetitive behaviors where you're like, this is my brand.
Yeah.
I can't grow because my brand is too important. So I've become a master, or the reality might be that you might never become a master because you stunt your own growth because the marketplace demands it. It's stupid. Well, so I think that's the egotistical sort of like pursuit as an artist, as for your lifetime, where you get to a point and you're just like, that's my recognizable style, that's my brand, and maybe I have something of that. I don't know. I'm just doing what kind of comes to me as my temperament brings it.
I think that's natural.
But I think that
agree.
But I think that it continues to grow and
evolve and change.
The goal here is to actually continue growth. It's not to build a following around one specific thing. That's silly, and I don't want that. To be accepted by a group of people who really just wants some symbol of a person, or some kind of like a recognizable some kind of a recognizable thing. Like we know it is brains.
No, I didn't.
But I think that it's just that what I just said, all those words.
Oh, those words.
Well, I was gonna say no. I love all of that, because I was gonna say the one thing about that used to turn me off from calling myself an artist, and I used to always doubt myself, was because it's so elitist, yes, but there's so many not egotists. What's the word I'm looking for here?
We have a lot of negative.
There's a lot of artists who just
with that word.
Are there
stigmas?
There's a lot of stigmas.
It's a stigmatizing term to call yourself that, to put yourself in that box.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on the same page. I'm on the same life path as these insane narcissists and
the narcissist label. That basically, in a nutshell, I don't want it is very closely connected with certain facets.
It's very easy to do that because you get people in this profession who are thinking that they are above the rules of society, that they are, the rules do not apply to them because they are of a gifted sort of life. They're like of a gifted position, and they might have the opportunity to deliver a message through this medium, and instead they might choose the most superficial version of it. I don't know.
I'm picking up what I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So I'm. It's funny because I try not. It's almost like I'm trying not to come up with a concrete stance on this.
Yeah.
Because I think that it's.
Being an artist is very fluid.
Yeah. Well,
I think so. No, I think I agree with that. I think it's just being a person, and I don't think it's. Unless a person should be so inclined to be this way, I don't think that it's creating a class of people or a career field for people to go about life and act as though they're shamans in the world.
No, absolutely.
They're absolutely not. And it's like you get so many people who kind of get that. They get that way about their path, their everything they have to say. Their language.
Pretentious!
Sure.
Sorry, that's the word I've been goddamn looking for. Oh my god, the number one thing I think of when I think of artists is pretentious. Because the ones who act like, you have to be professionally trained at specific schools, and we have to have all this bullshit, what do you call your descriptions of your works, where you have to do your bio, and it's all just I hate reading people's pompous fucking fill in as many adjectives as you can figure out to describe yourself.
The marketplace demands it too.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. I hate that, and that's what makes me not where I would not call myself an artist.
I'm about to pee my pants.
Sure.
Oh, but I was going to say no. You've answered this. Art. What do you think you will become famous for? You said you didn't want to sound bad, but just art. That art is creativity in all sense of. There's so many ways. So you are creating people together.
So. I think.
I was trying to really.
That wouldn't be my preferred.
Super. Oh.
Yeah, you're condensing it in a way that.
Your preferred. Well, if it was going to be a one-word thing, where I would be your creativity would make you most famous. That's what I mean. Are Are you talking more just like, no, communication, gathering, leading, you know, like a one word kind of like, since you're like, I can't answer it. You don't have to answer
put
it.
it into one word.
But that's what I was getting from you. It's just like, no, you as a person are all of us probably, what would we become famous for? Some direction of our creativity. Because we're creative people.
Yeah, I would say
so. That's, I mean, I think you answered the card, to be honest, because that's what I got from it, so.
Yeah.
I would have literally answered
I love asking those
division of my
questions.
creativity.
Exactly, and that's what's so great, is that it's not number, I mean, some people it's numbers and that's great, but
walk into a
artists with ADHD and other mental health problems. It's the recipe for art, for creativity, tangents. And
nice to be against a blank wall on this episode.
You like it?
Yeah, it's
good.
Nice.
Good.
It's a good
I'm having fun. Yeah, this is great. Now let's do the reveal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before you pee or after?
The reveal is not going to be you peeing your pants.
Do you want to pee first so you can appreciate the reveal?
Can I pee first so I can?
Oh my God, you definitely look like you have to pee.
Look at this.
Sure.
If you're gonna pee, I'm gonna pee right after you. If you can wait for this for the reveal and put a pause in it, otherwise I can wait. I'll just wait. You've got that look in your eyes of like, she's got to go bad. You just wait, Nita.
It hurts.
We can pause this.
Not my child in a fucking Southern voodoo shop dress. Yes.
Alright, I can't see shit because I put these on in the thingy before where it was just quick, but like,
it's ideal.
your vision, woo-wee.
Not breeding stock, right?
Those are Jeffrey Dahmer glasses out there.
I washed them off nice too. I
That's
cleaned them
nice.
off. I usually have my little.
Well, they've got a bunch of paint probably and stuff.
Yeah, I got scratched.
Does it look like I'm gonna eat your brain?
There's a mirror right here, but
Nice.
you look like you're gonna eat something, and I'm not saying what that is.
All right, let's wrap
Good
this
luck.
up so we can take it easy if we want to continue hanging out.
I'm ready. Yeah.
All right. Have a seat.
Oh, wait,
so
give
we
me
can
the Dahmer
transition
glasses.
easily.
Okay, Dahmer glasses.
This is how I will do the reveal because I won't be able to tell what the hell is there on there because your vision.
Can you have a seat so we can do a transition in
Oh, I'm
a
sorry.
believable way?
In a believable way.
Because I'll edit.
You mean in a scripted kind of way?
Yeah. Well, it is
It's fine.
half scripted, half real.
Okay, so what are we gonna be doing so I know?
Natural.
Yeah.
Well, you're just gonna come around this way, and I'm gonna take your seat, and
Okay.
we'll both be on camera because I have a.
But you'll tell me when to get up and go.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we are on the reveal stage of this fine evening, and now we switch things, and I pretend to be you, and you pretend to be me.
Okay. And I don't trip on anything on the way over.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm saying. It's
There are
like
no cords. You
there's
actually don't
a
have to worry.
coordinated
There's lights.
effort here.
There's
Don't look
lights.
at. You're not supposed to walk over. Wait for me. Okay. See, I got the things.
Watch
No,
the
you
lights.
should close your eyes. I can see it, but
No,
we're doing
I'm
a
not
true
closing,
reveal.
I'm not
I
closing,
gotta
I'm not
blur it up.
closing.
Okay, ready? 1, 2,
Oh my God,
3.
I love.
There's the reveal.
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, I have to go on top because I'm like
Yeah, you
tall
are. You're
enough.
tall enough to
Wow,
go
that's
around.
great.
It's
funny.
so good. I
it.
love it. Ooh, and it's all fun colors.
I think
And
so.
you made us very, like, with the fronds, it looks
Look
like
at
we're
our
having a very
jeans.
expressive conversation, which we did. So it's very, I can feel the emotions that we're having in the photo, or in the image.
So
our jeans.
So
I know,
a lot
it's-
of the times I take a photo before I start the painting.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I put it onto that iPad screen.
Oh.
So that I can keep the likenesses and so that I can keep everything looking like accurate. So I can keep the poses somewhat accurate.
Mhm.
But today, for both the episodes that I filmed, I didn't take a photo.
Okay.
And I just kind of went with it and trusted fate to bring the painting into life. And I hope it turned out well.
Oh, I love it. I can see us completely. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because, like, in your profile, like, no, I feel like I'm in the moment of when we were talking.
It was an electric conversation. It
That's
was a
what
challenge.
It's you
And it
can
was
see
good.
it.
Uh-huh. The brushstrokes and the
It was
colors,
good.
I feel it. So, no, that's why I'm like, no, I freaking love it. It's, like, it's how it felt.
And what
Very good.
makes me the
Kudos.
happiest is seeing your
No,
little
it's
palette.
great.
Your little palette of the mixing
Yes.
of the colors. This really pleases me.
That's always one of my
Isn't it
favorite
nice?
parts.
Mhm.
That's a nice little palette.
It really is nice.
I like the whole setup.
It really makes
And
me
I love
happy.
for me is like the cleanup of like my brushes for at work.
Is this oil?
Whenever I'm using fun
Yeah.
colors, is like the fluid patterns.
Yeah,
it
it's
creates.
Oils are my favorite.
I don't know how to work with oils
Oh my
on
God.
this, but I know it for residential painting.
You
so
should
oil painting.
try it.
It's on the list. I've been wanting to go
Oil painting's
work
my
in it.
favorite.
And I'm terrible at watercolors. I want it to be so accurate, and it's hard for me to go more abstract
This
with it.
makes me really
The watercolor is
happy,
really
too.
tough for me.
Yeah,
So
the
that's
palette's
another
nice.
I love it.
It's glass, so I can scrape it off when I need to.
Oh, this is
also,
glass?
it's very easy to clean up. Yeah, it's
That's really
tempered
nice.
glass. It's great.
That is super easy. You
The
just
whole
scrape
yeah,
it
the
off.
whole Sierra something is this. It's a pochade box.
Okay.
Pochade. I think.
Wait, like the bitters? Pechad? Like PECCHAUD?
This one's
That's
PO.
Pashad like the bitters.
So this is.
Either way, that's what the name is.
Like,
It's a good easel, basically.
is it weird that I also see a demonic face in this area?
It's not
Well, we're on Halloween. It's gonna air for
No,
October. Or I mean, guess it doesn't.
I
have
see
to
it
be.
right here. Right here.
No, I think that.
Oh, where
happens
the
a lot
mouth
of the
is
time with
here
the
and
way-
this is
with
like
the
some
way
hair.
they
This is
are.
an ear.
Mm.
This is a chin.
Yeah,
this
that's the
is
mouth.
mouth.
I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
it's fun.
This is head.
Okay, this is a new way to look at these.
It's
actually.
coming from
I'm liking
the
It's cool.
the fireplace basically. We've entered the spooky
Yeah,
season.
vortex.
I'm all about spooky.
And you and I were
stuff.
talking
Love
about horror
spooky
movies,
stuff.
and now we get to talk about that
I love
anyway.
it.
Cool
But I
beans.
see
Yeah,
that.
every year.
Is that weird?
Cool. No, it's the coolest.
I find
Great.
things.
And I love that you could, like, right away, I was like, no, I see what you, the mouth. Like, once
Yeah.
you say, yeah, it's a face, like, you
And
can
then
see the
this is an
chin.
ear, and it's pointed, so it's like elven.
It's pretty fun.
And it's, like, wrapping its hair around us. Like it's like a hereditary kind of vibe where, like, we're just talking about it. And
Alright.
remember, there's
Well, you're
fire in
the
the
host now.
fireplace.
You're the host now. Do you want to close the show out? Talk to the camera here.
Go for it, girl. I'm getting
What
out
do
of
you
the way.
say? What do you say to the world as you tell them to fuck off?
Well, first of all, I just say fuck off. But
Oh, I got a little blip at the end,
That could be
too.
the end. Yeah.
I would like to say
Or,
well wishes. May the universe bless you. I don't know about any of the other hoopla, but good luck.